studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ Hoffman, joined as always by Mr. Rob Thompson. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, all.
Happy Juneteenth.
Yeah, all the first responders. Who else is listening this morning?
No one's listening. Everyone got the day off. Look at you guys, except for our own Edwin Hafner. Good morning, Edwin.
It's a shame that I don't have the day off.
It is.
And Vic has the day off.
Yeah, Vic got the day off today, and Edwin, who is he's the lone black man on our little team here, and they said, "Hey, we need you to work Juneteenth."
There's something symbolic about that.
And Edwin said, "I have a family gathering planned," and they're like,
You mean a barbecue?
"You're gonna do it anyway."
The cookout.
Cookout.
And now Edwin had to do it. It seems wrong to me, but I don't make the rules at this company. Edwin, are you angry with the company? Are you planning a lawsuit?
You know it.
Okay.
You should see it. You should see it on a Radio Insight in the next couple of
Okay,
days.
I'll be watching for it. Well, good morning. It is. We are a show of the people, if nothing else. And we came in today because we said, you know what? We owe it to the people. There is a Game 6 tonight. Tonight might be the last NBA game of the season. That's entirely possible. And I said, we don't need the day off. We want to work. We want to be there for the people. So here we are doing a show on a federal holiday, not getting paid time and a half.
No.
Just,
Well, we get paid by the year.
regular pay, nothing extra, unfortunately. But we are doing it, and all for you. That's who it's for. That's who it's for. Remember that. If today you're thinking, man, the show kind of sucks, remember, we're just doing it for you. We could have had the day off today, so even if we do suck,
What we do today is, good enough for the government, as my dad
That's
would say.
right.
Good enough for the government.
that is right. Where should we start? I want to save NBA talk for a bit. I don't
Like
know.
all of it. Lakers, Durant, playoffs.
Yeah, there's just so much.
Yeah, those three-headed.
I don't want. I just don't want this to be an only NBA show. I honestly gave thought to starting the show talking about the College World Series because I watched the end of the College World Series game yesterday.
That's just not a high volume thing.
You're right. It's not. But I guess everyone is talking NBA, and with the finals game tonight, maybe we'll get to that in a little bit. But I guess let's start with this Lakers news, and I think the key is going to be relating it to what's going on here, like what the value is of having an NBA franchise, which is something that we should all not take for granted. You know what I mean?
I would like to think that there is a group text of all the 30 NBA owners. I'd like to think that on that group text there were, I don't know, a variety of celebratory gifts, dudes dancing, high-fiving, fireworks, because the value of the entire NBA league went up.
I think so.
Last night, everybody made money.
Yeah. It's weird because I guess I say it's weird. It's hard to parse because they are the Lakers. And it's if the Yankees sold for $1 bajillion, it doesn't mean that the Pittsburgh Pirates are necessarily worth more.
No, but it raised the value of the league, and then you divide that by 30.
Yeah.
You made more money. Now the Lakers, the Lakers are in their own world, but
yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that
more valuable though yesterday because you live now on the Lakers block. You now own the cheapest house on the most expensive block on the world, and that's ask anybody of any financial intelligence, that's the house to own.
Yeah.
So if you're Memphis today, you're high-fiving, man. You woke up probably $200 million more valuable. I wouldn't say wealthier because that doesn't happen until you actually get it. But Peter J. Holtz looking at this going, all right, so that $7 billion valuation that we thought was going to be the buy-in for the Vegas and Nashville, we guess, I don't know, or Seattle, I'm sorry, franchises. That $7 billion probably went up to 7.5 at the minimum, maybe 8 if you want to play on Lakers block, which you would be if you were buying in. So it's a good thing, and I think it's proof of what Adam Silver's done, and I think it's also further proof that it is a license to print money if you own a professional franchise. And there's this dude that bought him. That's what he does. Owns professional franchises, whether it be WNBA, he owns the Dodgers, he's into F1, and now he's finally got full control of the Lakers.
Yeah. Well, not full control, I guess, but he's majority owner of the Lakers. He is the final. He's got the final say.
Yeah, he doesn't own them fully, but he has full control as far as he calls the shots.
Although Jeannie Buss remains on as the governor, which means she's still the face of the franchise.
Yeah, I mean she's got a good parking spot, and
she's got the big office. I mean that.
It's kind of like when you sell the company and they say, "All right, we'll keep you around for a year."
When they have the owners' meetings, she's the one who's going to show up.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when the pie gets sliced up, she gets a lot smaller piece of the pie than this fella. A $10 billion valuation, though, is remarkable. First of all, considering where maybe is that inflation? I think
some of it is, but it's also a representation of where the NBA is. It's truly a global game.
Does it feel like the NBA is like in a growth
keep in mind
surge right now?
Yes, it does, because while in the United States it's still growing, and keep in mind all this TNT shift, all this is a product of the NBA's new TV deal. They're very different than the NFL in that this game is played everywhere. And as much money as it's possible to be made in the United States, the market in China is 5 times the size.
Right.
And then you think about the market in Europe is an entirely other market that is equally accessible by the NBA. And it's
South America.
And you think of where they're going, the availability of the game, and the stardom now that's across the board. The NBA's, they know that at some point they will pass the NFL. It will eventually occur. That as far as revenue and size and all that, the NBA will grow because the NFL at the end of the day is an American game. And the basketball, it's a worldwide game, and it's only growing.
I disagree with your premise there. It will pass
not in the United States. I'm talking about valuation for a league.
Yeah.
But in the U.S., football will always be king, but the NBA's market
so you think in
China is 5 times the size.
I know, but do you think an NBA franchise will ever be more valuable than the Dallas Cowboys?
No, but I think at some point the NBA might have 45 teams.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I think the league,
also remember the NFL's looking at doing the same thing. They're looking to expand their.
We're 50 years away from that, brother. I mean, this is the NBA. It has been, they planted seeds that are now paying dues. Right, we'll go to Barcelona with Team USA. Let's go all the way back to 1990 when we became an international game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the product of it. Now we got Wemby showing up, Paris Saint-Germain. That team is as valuable as some NBA pro. So is Barca. All of these international franchises are very valuable and are profitable. So the NBA sees that, and they're a bigger league than that.
You ever heard of the Rhine Fire?
Yeah. There is some of the
London Monarchs.
What was the Howitzers? Which one was the Howitzers?
I don't remember. I can't think of all of them.
Those I do think in time the NBA's value will be greater than the NFL just because it's a worldwide game. The NFL realizes that, and they're beginning. They've started the idea of growing it not just in Europe but other places, and eventually will grow there. But NBA's got a head start, so everybody's value went up. And now the Lakers have gone from a family-run organization to a company. They now will be corporate. They now have foresight. They now have deep pockets. And they have a team that knows how to run a professional franchise and win. These guys win when they buy teams.
It's a huge number, and it does sort of open your eyes to, man, how big sports are getting, and obviously the international side of it has a play into how this thing is growing. And the Lakers have arguably, if not the biggest international star, one of the biggest international star, one of the two or three on their team. At least they've got the biggest young one, or at least I should say European star.
Luka is the European LeBron. Luka was the chosen one. We knew about what he was going to do when he was 10. I mean, more so than Wemby, Luka was the LeBron. I mean, we knew when he signed an early pro contract. He's playing pro at 14. I forget which Spanish program it was. I think it was the Barcelona team. But he is big, the biggest player in the world, in the totality of the world, other than LeBron, the non-Americans. It's Luka.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Well, they've got him, and that probably plays a big role.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, and what they've got going. But it brings me to, let's take a break. When we come back, I want to relate this back to the Spurs. And as we in San Antonio try to get a building set up and things like that, I want to know what it means on that front. We'll do that next. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute along 1604 westbound from I-10 over to 281, that's going to take you about 20 minutes to get through. On 90 eastbound, 410 to 151, 5-6 minutes. 281 southbound, Bastion down to 35, that's a 5-6 minute ride. And along I-10 eastbound, Loop 410 to 1604, 5-7 minutes. If you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. That number is 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Don Henley actually has a story.
Don Henley from the
Eagles, yeah. One time, Joe Walsh filled a 3-room suite at the Chateau Marmont with 4,000 pounds of Velveeta cheese. Also, 170 pounds of Rotel tomatoes with diced chilies. And that is why the Eagles will never again stay at the Chateau Marmont.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
The Blitz will be live tomorrow at Lion and Rose Dominion with your chance to win Seether and Daughtry tickets, some cool swag, and a $100 Lion and Rose gift card. It's tomorrow starting at 2 o'clock at Lion and Rose Dominion, located just off I-10 after the Dominion exit.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District knows that life moves fast and the last thing you want is to miss out due to an illness. Vaccines are safe and help your immune system fight off serious disease that can stop or change your plans. They protect you, the people you love, and can prevent you from getting sick. Let's get vaccinated, because when it comes to your health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
Get ready for July 4th with early savings at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Stay Green or premium 2 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 6/25. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Progressive knows there are 2 things RV owners love: to travel and relax. And they like to take both nice and slow. Just like this commercial. And what's more relaxing than the peace of mind knowing their RV is protected by Progressive? Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Ah, yes. Good morning, everybody out there. The few of you who have made it. Costaneda and Greg and Jesse are in. Good morning, boys. Jesse says you should have taken the day off so you can buy a car battery. We'll get to that story here in a little bit.
There's news coming.
There is an update that we've got for you. All right. Let's discuss, first of all, like you said, that there's a lot of guys who are happy with this deal. NBA owners do kind of win. I'll tell you one franchise who's probably not thrilled at this sale is the Boston Celtics, who just sold.
Yeah.
And had this sale happened first, there's probably an extra couple B's in the check that the Celtics owner would have gotten written to him.
Maybe. I don't know. I think there's, the Lakers have certainly, you can't argue with their success. But I think what you're going to hear over the next couple of days, and Brian Windhorst, when being interviewed yesterday, talking about the sale, he danced around the fact that this is kind of a family-run company. There's not a lot of science behind what the Lakers have done. It's just by the feel and by the money. And, that's fine. But the fear around the rest of the NBA has always been, wait till somebody gets control of this team that knows what the hell they're doing as far as recruiting and the investment in the analytics side of the game and all the other stuff that all the rest of the NBA has been doing for years. The Lakers have kind of glossed over with money and prestige. We don't have to scout. We go get who we want, and we hire the best coach, and that's just what we do. Well, the rest of the league's been like, as long as they're doing that, we have a shot. Now, the fear is they take the Laker brand and do what Jerry did to the Cowboys and just turn them into this monster of a marketing machine. And this is what this cat does. We've seen it already with the Dodgers.
Well, it's hard for me to imagine that if the Celtics would have sold If the Lakers are worth 10, the Celtics are worth more than 6.
Oh, no doubt. You're absolutely right.
That's a kick in the balls, right?
It really is a strange. Yeah, but the thing, Walter was already inside the fence, so you wonder how, because he'd already was a minority owner. But it's such an extrapolation from the Celtics to the Lakers, who are, there's 3 tent-pole teams in the world, and sadly one of them is the Knicks.
Yeah.
But the Celtics would be second on that list.
I think so.
And I think while I do praise the league for its growth, I think that does represent they're not where they think they are. The Lakers are kind of the Lamar Jack or the Deshaun Watson contract. Like, wow, that's a lot.
This is what you need to realize, though, and this is where it's terrifying if you're not a Laker fan. The Lakers have been they have not been I wouldn't consider the Lakers a cheap team.
No, not by any stretch. No, they'll spend the money.
But they have not been a top-tier spending team. They've typically spent their money on the top-tier talent, like there's a couple superstars, and then the rest of the roster they put together on the cheap. I think that's about to change. I think the Lakers are going to go so far into the tax that our heads are going to spin at the rosters they're able to put together. Because why would you run this thing any different than you're running the Dodgers?
That's what I'm getting at. This team, the rest of the league should be very afraid that now they have resources and they have the wherewithal to spend a bunch more money than even the buses could spend.
Like when they lost Alex Caruso about 4 years ago, there was no basketball cost to keep him. It was just money, and they let him go. Because they were trying to at least limit what their budget was. That's not going to happen anymore. They're going to keep guys like that, and it is going to make for probably a less competitive league. Like you're going to see.
Well,
if teams are willing to spend like this, it's going to be there's going to be a big bad wolf, and it's going to threaten being like.
I mean, how much better could the Lakers be is what the owners will retort. I mean, we've already had to deal with them. They've already had the prestige. They've already gotten the pick of the litter, and we do have the second apron now. So that money gets kicked back. We all are making more money. I think it will be a little bit less competitive, but it's like, I mean, we're gilding the lily. It's the freaking Lakers. I mean, they're always in the finals. So they have the wherewithal now and the scouting. We're worth more. And, yeah, I do think there's something to be afraid of because they do. They have the potential to be a machine. Just we can buy and do as we wish, and they still have the allure of being the Lakers.
The other thing is, I'll tell you who else I can already see the end of his leash is Rob Pelinka.
I don't know. Because
hear me out.
Well, no, I agree with you, and some of the things that he's done are questionable.
If you, like you said, this is a guy who's already inside the fence, already had his hands on things.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't spend all this money to just not put his fingerprints on it. He's going to want his people running things. And the way, like what he did with the Dodgers, when he bought the Dodgers, the guy, I forget the guy's name that they stole from Tampa, Friedman, that was like considered the best analytical, GM, like the best. They brought him in. Damn be the cost. We're changing. This is the way we're going to do things. Rob Pelinka's not that kind of a GM. There's going to.
Yeah, he's got a new boss, and that's 50% of the game right there.
I will say, the guy who probably fits, and it's funny that we've seen so much of him lately. I would bet money that Bob Myers ends up running the Lakers.
It would not surprise. It wouldn't surprise a bit. He's been kind of in limbo, sitting there on the panel. We know what he's capable of.
He's an LA guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's who's going to end up running the Lakers. I don't know if it'll be. They may let Pelinka kill himself. They may not just go in and like day one.
Well, I think he's LeBron's guy. So I think as long as LeBron's around, I think Pelinka's probably relatively safe. Why rock the apple cart right now? But I agree with you. And I think Pelinka, despite a lot of people's attitude toward him just because he's with the Lakers, he has had to work for the buses, and who knows what they've ordered him to do. I will give him, he did manage to trade for Luka.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it went down, but he, at the end of the day, will get the same kind of credit that Jimmy Johnson should get for the Herschel trade. I mean, he did completely pants the Mavericks.
He also traded for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I mean, there's other things out there, but there is, at the end of the day, the most lopsided trade in, 25 years. He was the mastermind behind it, or at least he can say he was as the general manager. So that looks pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he's able to hold
But
on.
I'll tell you what, a lot of things have fallen into order, AJ. Do you have any? Aren't you pretty comfortable with the fact that Luka knew that the Lakers were about to be sold? Don't you know that LeBron is known for a minute that the Lakers were about to be sold? I think that this has been percolating for a minute. This guy was already there. You think Luka didn't know when this deal was made? This decision was made by Walters. This wasn't a bust deal.
Well, listen, remember, this is Nico is like what Nico did in Dallas. Now you're talking about having a wizard running your organization. Like a guy, like I said, I think they're going to put very smart people at the top of this thing, and he is going to spend enough around Luka to make Luka feel like you were never belonging in Dallas. You were never supposed to be there. This is your home.
Well, he knows how to treat superstars.
That's what I'm saying. And what they've done with the Dodgers is, I mean, the Dodgers win.
Yes, that's it. We win and we make money.
Our entire pitching staff is injured. Let me buy you some more. Like it is a mindset it's a money whip mindset that's hard to beat, and it's reminiscent of. It's kind of reminiscent of like the Yankees in the late 90s, early aughts, where like they would always talk about, we're going to try and keep our budget, but they were never going to try to keep their budget, right? Because they kept winning. Why would you change things? Oh, yeah, it's costing us money, but we're making so much more money because we win. Why not keep doing it?
That's what makes Mark Walter the next level owner, because this is what he does.
Yes.
It's not a sidebar. He didn't make his money in real estate and buy. No, I own professional franchises across the board. Now, he was a hedge fund dude, still is, but most of that hedge fund money is coming from ownership of professional franchises.
But if the stock market's down or the price of steel is high or whatever, it doesn't affect his day-to-day.
No, I'm good. This is my business. So that's what the rest of the league should be afraid of, that the professionals, these are owners and Jerry is that, but Jerry, let's be real, it kind of built this thing. This guy has refined it. Like, it's Jerry, the Cronkies they're making their money on professional sports now, not just their original money, and this guy is now becoming that.
Jose says, first thing Lakers should do is get rid of LeBron and his son. LeBron ain't going.
Has earned that.
LeBron ain't going nowhere.
Dude, that's one of the reasons he bought the team is LeBron is there. Are you kidding?
Because if he didn't have LeBron already, he'd be trying to figure out how to buy him. All that they're just going to build around this, and that's why I said, like, money is not going to be an object anymore. Like the apron, the cap, those are all made up words to this guy. Like, he doesn't care about that. As long as the results are right. And with the Dodgers, we haven't really seen the results not be there. The Dodgers make the playoffs every year. They're in contention every year. They're going to throw this money around. So it's a big get for Laker fan. Laker fans should be excited. It is going to it's a new era, man. I really believe this is going to be when we're going to sit here, it probably might take 2 years, and we're going to sit here and go, what, they got him too? What?
Well, I mean, we might be saying that. Today, Peter J. Holt woke up. Valuation of the Spurs is going to go up. His liquidity is now up. His availability for money is now up. I mean, and we as the San Antonio fandom could look at a franchise that's going to raise the level for everybody. I think it made the job of San Antonio, the city, and the Spurs, and all those involved in the ACOG group that's going to build this thing, I think I woke up feeling good. This is a good thing for the league. Why isn't it? I mean, it's just proving somebody was willing to invest $10 billion into this league, and that's what he did.
The reason why it might not be good for San Antonio is guys like Victor Wembanyama, when the time comes.
Well, but you can only have so many stars. But you're right, yeah. They become a magnet, but they're no more of a magnet than they were before. I mean, now you just know you're going to an organization that you can trust is going to see the long term, won't do the short term family. You don't have to worry about family spats and little things like that. It's going to be a professional organization on a level far even above the Cowboys. I mean, these guys run a well-oiled, ritzy. I mean, nothing is too small, no dollar is too big to be a success. That's the real fear.
So you feel like this is a good thing
Absolutely.
for as far as Project Marvel goes?
Absolutely, it is.
Okay.
Because you get that thing, that circus comes to town 3-4 times a year. No matter what, these guys and their fandom grows, you're good. You're good.
Well, again, I don't know how long it takes, but the Lakers are going to have the highest payroll in basketball in probably 2 or 3 years, and it's going to remain that way. And there's going to be a lot of complaining and bitching, and I'll be annoyed by it because I don't like the Lakers, but I think that's what they're going to do. Because I don't know why the guy who owns the Dodgers and owns an F1 team.
He's got the startup Cadillac F1 team.
He understands that there's no problem that money won't fix.
If spent appropriately, and he spends appropriately. He buys the best.
So I just expect this thing to become a juggernaut. And I do feel like there's going to be small market teams, and that includes teams. You know who else should be worried is Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, who's got a bunch of young, homegrown talent. Well,
you can only have 15 dudes. At the end of the day, you can only have 15.
But how many, when you talk about chasing titles and things like that, how many teams can say our 15th dude would be a starter on the Hornets?
Well, there's there's the salary cap, there's the apron, and then there's the thing itself. And if it does get to the point where everybody feels they're spending too much, they'll change the rules. The NBA has been very protective of small market franchises.
Okay.
I mean, they'll continue to do that. The Larry Bird rule came into play, and that's been 30 years ago. So teams could keep their best, and I don't think that'll ever be a problem. And as long as San Antonio has a valuation of $8 billion, they can pay anybody. I mean, it doesn't matter.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Commute along 1604 westbound from I-10 over to 281. That's going to take you about 20 minutes to get through. On 90 eastbound, 410 to 151, 5-6 minutes. 281 southbound, Bastion down to 35. That's a 5-6 minute ride. And along I-10 eastbound, Loop 410 to 1604, 5-7 minutes. If you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. That number is 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with free smoothies. Wear your flip-flops, head into your local cafe, and join the free smoothie party for National Flip-Flop Day on Wednesday, May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Start your summer with a refreshing and free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset Smoothie. Yeah, it's really that easy. Summer is here at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. It's tropic time. Terms and conditions apply.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
They say all good things come to those who wait, but not for those who wait for that next auto breakdown that could cost you thousands of dollars. I'm Danica Patrick. In the past 5 years, auto repair costs have gone up over 36%, and if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all. With an Endurance Auto Protection Plan, no matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done by the certified mechanic of your choice. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, and lockout services. Act now and get the benefits of our Elite Plan, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again. So call now for your free quote.
Call 800-282-6709. That's 800-282-6709. 800-282-6709.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on home insurance by checking Allstate first.
Hold it.
Like you know to check the assembly instructions first.
Hold it.
Before building the bookcase.
And done. Whew. You can let go.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Help UTSA football make history. Pack the Dome for the Battle of I-35 on September 6th. From now until June 26th, tickets to the Texas State game are 35% off. The Roadrunners are looking to break the all-time home attendance record of 56,743 fans set in the inaugural game in 2011. Be there. Visit goutsa.com/tickets or call 210-458-8872 to take advantage of this 35% offer. Be part of history. Birds up.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
After a well-deserved day off on Thursday, The Blitz is back Friday live at the Lion and Rose Dominion location.
And we'll have all the reaction from Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Plus, we'll talk complicated NFL contracts with former agent Joel Corey.
The Blitz live at the Lion and Rose Dominion location. It starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Joe Reinagel. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh. John says, Rob, I lean on you to explain this stuff to me. So if they bring a third party for this downtown development, would it remove tax burden from the citizens of San Antonio?
We're going to be responsible, we being San Antonio, for a portion. I mean, somehow we're going to end up paying for it, but only a portion. We expect the Spurs to bring the majority of the money, private money. However they want to go get it, do your own bonding, find your own money. But at the end of the day, we're going to build that building because that's going to be our building. It's not going to be the Spurs building. We want this. We don't want them to have the building. We want to own the building. So that costs. We don't expect the Spurs to build that building, and then we want to have control of it. We want to be able to rent it. We want to be able to put concerts in it. There's a whole thing behind that. So that costs. But we do expect the Spurs to pay a portion of that. And it looks like the tax burden is going to be very small, if not anything more than we've already been paying. That wouldn't go away.
Kingsley says, Rob looks like he hates AJ's introduction. I don't know what that could mean.
I don't know. No, I don't
Rob,
mind the introduction at all.
Rob, he
I can lay those fears to rest. No problems at all here.
He just has to wait to put his headphones in. That's all.
Yeah, I have to wait for the yell.
Yeah, he's got to wait. I come in very excited. I come in hot, baby.
And I wear these earbud things for my ears that are very sensitive. Seriously, so I have to. My volume is down till he finishes. Then I turn it up. So I'm just waiting for my cue.
And he says, John says, so the afternoon guys are off, but you guys got screwed.
No, other way around.
We actually volunteered to work.
Did.
I said, I don't want to not be on the air the day of what could be the last NBA Finals game. That would be a weird time for us to be off.
But there's also something in it for us. We're going to take this day, but on a more appropriate one. We didn't give anything up. In fact, we gained more. We'll have a Friday or a Monday off, one that really counts instead of
do it the right way.
Sit at home and come back to work tomorrow.
But also, I mean, had the game been or had Juneteenth fallen yesterday,
we would have been
here.
No, not yesterday.
Oh, no, yesterday there was no game, no game to preview, no game to review. It would have been a great day to take off. It just feels like today is a bad day to take off.
Yeah.
So, but the Blitz, they've got different priorities. They're not that worried about entertaining you guys and bringing you the hard hitting facts and the big time opinions that we are. That's not what they're into. They're into.
Well, that's a me thing, and we're a we.
Yeah,
thing,
they work for their days off, and we work for the sake of work. That's what we're about.
Yeah,
that is what we're about. I'm going to break up the sports conversation here a little bit on the other side of this break. I found a city, the best big U.S. cities to live in right now, and I was surprised at the lopsidedness of this list. We'll talk about that next. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. Saturday, June 28th. Mark your calendars for a pre-4th of July one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre waterfront properties starting at $99.9. Yes, $99.9. With a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening Saturday, June 28th. 1+ acre Texas coastal waterfront, $99.9. With barn dominium, just $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Don't wait another minute. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Freedom starts with land, and land like this won't last long.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Guys, it's summertime. Carbox got you covered with summertime beers. Whether it's the Love Street Blonde Kolsch Ale, the Rhubarb, which is their latest Fun Series beer, or a Ziegenbock, Crawford Bock, whatever you're looking for, there's something for everybody's taste in Carbox lineup. Check them out at all your local stores.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with free smoothies. Wear your flip-flops, head into your local cafe, and join the free smoothie party for National Flip-Flop Day on Wednesday, May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Start your summer with a refreshing and free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset smoothie. Yeah, it's really that easy. Summer is here at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. It's tropic time. Terms and conditions apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on our King P5 smart bed, our lowest price of the season. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things. Like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed. From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation, Hidden Wonders. Our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
All right, Morning Huddle 94.1, rally around the family. A pocket full of shells.
That's your band.
Oh yeah, these are my guys. These are my guys. U.S. News. They've done it's the U.S. News and World Report that always does these lists, best university, best whatever. They did the best big cities to live in. They took these populations all have at least 500,000 people.
Okay.
They did a full list of the top 250 best places to live of like 859 cities. But these are like places you've heard of. These are places that, like, people like us, we can't live in just any old town. Like, we have to live in a media market. Like, we can't live in.
I can't pick a quaint retirement village.
No,
I got to work.
Right. I can't go live in Del Rio, for instance. You know what I mean? So I've got to have a media market to do the job that I do. So if you work in many industries, you have to have a certain population threshold.
But with the growth of remote work,
sure,
a lot of these towns are much more accessible than they ever were.
Well, these are the top 15. They base it on population. Like just make it again. You have to have that 500,000 average commute, median home price, median monthly rent compared to median household income.
You know, I always felt like what you're describing is a college town.
Okay.
You know, I always felt like college towns, while traffic normally sucks, everything else is young, it's vibrant, there's an active community not only in the arts, but I always felt like college towns would be the best places to live.
Well, I'm shocked that number 15 is as low as it is. San Diego seems like the best place in the world to live.
Yeah, but
now it is in California.
Expensive is all craziness.
You pay the sunshine tax.
Mm-hmm.
Home prices are more than double the national average, but
La Jolla's heaven.
The weather's perfect. It outperformed 85% of cities in quality of life.
Yeah.
You know, it's not if I ended up there, it wouldn't be the worst thing. I'll say that.
But
not a lot of places in California I'd want to end up.
The thing about San Diego, and it's very much like San Antonio, is San Diego's a bit of a military town. So while it's very expensive, it is moderated by the average pay of your NCOs.
The median household income, $107,000.
So that's the median. I mean, that's not the average, but
the median home price, $885K.
So, I mean, but it does help to be, it's not like Orange County, which is the same kind of weather with unregulated real estate. And because it's a military town, it has kept the value down. San Antonio, and for the longest time, Phoenix and San Diego, were always kind of neck and neck as far as growth and potential. And a lot of it was the markets were regulated by the military. That's kind of gone away over the years, and that's why Phoenix has exploded in value.
14, Indianapolis.
I've heard that.
The median home price is $222,000. Median household income is $61,000.
Still, it's a cornfield with lights.
It's 22-minute average commute, which is exactly the same as San Diego's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to live there. It's not for me.
I mean, it gets cold.
Number 13 is Dallas. 69,000. Nice. Median household income, $337,000. The average household.
But that household is somewhere. I mean, we're talking about the Metroplex, right? They're not talking about Dallas.
No, they're talking about Dallas, Texas.
Well, Dallas is landlocked, so okay. Yeah. I mean,
your average commute if you live in Dallas, 23 minutes.
Yeah, but that's inside the Dallas city limit.
Right.
I mean, who? Okay.
Number 12, Seattle, Washington.
I've never been around a group of more angry, morose people than Seattle Washingtonians. They just have it's the rain, man. I think everything else is cool. But
what's funny? Like if you look at actual rainfall annually, it rains less in Seattle than it does in Houston, New York,
but why
Boston.
are they always in a bad mood? Everybody up there's always grumpy.
It's just Northwest people, Pacific Northwesterners. That's I'm married to one.
Well, there's something about that. They're just surly.
I love Seattle. I don't know if I'd want to live there.
It's a great town.
It feels a little overpriced for me, but like considering where it is. But
it is the Emerald City, though. It's a beautiful.
It's
place.
Beautiful in the summertime, especially. Number 11, Columbus, Ohio. You mentioned college towns.
College towns to me are just vibrant, fun places to be if you can get by the traffic.
I don't know that I'm looking to live in Ohio, though.
That's an issue.
Number 10 is Houston, Texas.
If you're in the right part of Houston, it's a great place to be.
Median home price, $277,000. $64,000 the median income.
I'd never live there, brother.
There's a lot. It is a bang for the buck town.
Yeah, it is. But for those that are on the outside who know Houston, it's such a boom and bust city. It comes and goes, it waves and rides, and it's not my temperament.
It is the most diverse city in the country. Mm-hmm. There are more languages spoken in Houston on a daily basis than any city in the world. Which generally means you can get food from anywhere in the world on any given day, which I like. But I get it. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't seem to like
the
Houston.
attitude and the city is just not my cup of tea.
It's also it ranks high for healthcare and things like that.
Absolutely, the cancer treatment best in the world.
School, so like college readiness, so like there's good schools there.
It's not a college town, but there's enough universities there to keep it young and vibrant.
All right, we'll take a look at the rest of this list on the other side, including there are 4 more cities from the state of Texas on this list. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
6 for 6, and the Aggies have the lead.
Your home for Aggies football. KTFM Floresville.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Listen up, San Antonio. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can get college credit for the stripes you've earned. Turn your military rank into college credit to save time and money on an online degree. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu/SATX.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom. Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been fighting for the rights of San Antonians for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. What is something you see often as a personal injury attorney and protecting your clients?
The one thing we always see without fault in a case is that the insurance company will always reach out to them soon after the collision and they try to get them to agree to a low settlement. They try to get them to agree to signing a piece of paper. They want them essentially to sign their rights away without ever even consulting with an attorney, right? In the grand scheme of things, if you sign a piece of paper, you're signing your future interest away. So that's why it's so important to call the Gomez Law Firm, because we make sure we protect your rights and you're not signing your life away, you're not signing your rights away.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then call the Gomez Law Firm first. 210-736-4040 or visit joegomezlaw.com. Protect your family and protect your rights.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. There's still time. Come to Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and get a queen mattress and adjustable base for only $399.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows, binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take a shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5HEShot.com for full details and rules to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a couple of trouble spots just popped up. 410 southbound at South Cross. That's a stall, and another at 410 eastbound Honeysuckle. Now, both of these are now off to the right shoulder. On Loop 410 eastbound Starcrest to Perrin Vital, that accident is still there. Right lane has you stop and go from Nacogdoches. That road work that we had in the area has cleared. Still going to set you back about 6-8 minutes. Downtown, ongoing road work on 35 upper levels. Southbound Alamo to Laredo still closed with road work. They are forcing traffic to take the lower level. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Indiana Pacers are on the brink of elimination, and all-star guard Tyrese Halliburton is questionable. A game-time decision after suffering a strained right calf in the Game 5 loss. In other NBA news, the Buss family have entered into an agreement to sell the majority stake of the Los Angeles Lakers to current Dodgers owner Mark Walter. The $10 billion sale price is the largest professional sports franchise valuation in the world. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're talking about the best big cities to live in the U.S. I haven't spent much time in Mesa, Arizona.
Never been. I can tell you without hesitation, I've never been to Mesa.
I mean, I've driven through it because
where is it?
It's the suburb just east of Phoenix.
Is it in between Phoenix and Scottsdale, or is it on the other side?
Scottsdale. It's between Phoenix and Tempe.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah,
it's like saying you're from Bernie.
Yeah, basically. But 530,000 people live there,
wow,
so it's still on the list. Yeah. It ranked within the top 20 of all cities for 20% of all cities for net migration, and the city's job market is healthier than most similar size areas. Abundance of trails, camping, golf, hot air balloons, and lakes for fishing and boating.
Hot air balloons, you say?
And home prices are more than $50K more than the national average, but people are still moving there.
Is it still hot?
Oh, it's brutally hot.
That would be enough.
Number 8, I like this city, Charlotte, North Carolina. One of the few places I think.
Well, you like it because it's the beer culture. So
yeah,
they have a
but
great
I like.
beer
I mean, I like the. I kind of like the
it's
mountains.
A pretty city.
It's a pretty town. It's a good town,
and it's a college town. So yeah, it fits my. And what do they call that area? The
Appalachia?
No. It's got a fancy name like Green Tech or SoTech or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure what they call that, but it's apparently good. Got good healthcare access. Good. I mean, it's got beaches. It's got mountains. It's one of those things. I dig places like that.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, I never could have imagined this would be on the list. Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh God, no. I've spent enough time in no.
I would never live in Jacksonville, Florida.
It's a plastic town. Everything's plastic.
But hey, I guess there's people.
What's that, Duval County?
Duval.
Yeah, they're crowded. Duval.
Some people like it. It's not for me, man.
No, it's a bit too southern.
Not for me. Number 6, San Antonio, Texas.
6, you tell me?
Yeah. Population just under 1.5 million. Average commute 22 minutes. Median home price $241K.
That's about right. Yeah.
Median monthly rent is just under $1,100 a month, and the median household income $65K. Says San Antonio is another place that blends big city amenities with its rich culture and deep Texas heritage. City's a popular tourist destination, offers a variety of attractions, including La Villita Historic Village, the Buckhorn Saloon, San Antonio Botanical
they listed
Gardens.
The Buckhorn Saloon, that's awesome.
The Alamo, and almost every type of cuisine, from food trucks to Tex-Mex to barbecue.
We have both, yeah, Tex and Mex.
San Antonio ranks high for its quality of life, thanks to air quality, college readiness, and healthcare access. And residents also enjoy a more affordable cost of living. Housing is nearly $130,000 cheaper than the national average. I can attest to that, as I bought a house that was like $140,000 cheaper than the house that I sold.
Yeah. Well, like I said, moderated by the military, and also being that kind of south of Austin, west of Houston, south of Dallas town. We're the gateway to Mexico.
Well, now Houston and San Antonio, I've lived in 2 places on this list so far. I'm feeling.
Well, I'm waiting on. There's one you haven't mentioned.
Feeling good about
as
myself.
good as I feel about my great city, I have a feeling that little town just north of me is about to be mentioned.
Number 5 is Nashville, Tennessee. Another place that I've lived.
Fine city.
A matriculated university.
I don't know the town, but seems like a place I could live.
Nashville, I think Nashville used to be one of the coolest cities in the world, and I think Nashville's gone through kind of the same thing Austin did.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I lived in Austin, I really think Austin was like the coolest place in the world to live.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that I'd want to live in Austin. I feel kind of the same way about Nashville. At one point, it was awesome, and I think it kind of got California'd to where I don't know that I'm into it anymore. Number 4, Fort Worth, Texas.
Don't know. I mean, Fort Worth is Fort Worth. Okay.
Often considered the most typically Texan city, it has since grown into a city with nearly 1 million residents. Used to be a small outpost on the western frontier. Now,
it pretty much was, but Fort Worth still, no matter what changes, Fort Worth's still the same.
The city's rich cultural scene, Stockyards Cultural District,
rich cultural scene,
Sundance Square, and more.
All right,
91st percentile for where people wanting to move there. The city's population increased by 24,000 people between July 23 and July of 24, and Fort Worth top 15% in all healthcare, which is a big deal. Like in Vegas, you can't get a doctor. You cannot, like my wife made a doctor's appointment. They're like, okay, we'll see you in 5 months. She's like, what? I mean, that is a thing that matters to people.
Especially the older I get.
Number 3 is Austin, Texas.
There it is.
It's funny, San Antonio, like you said, just down the road, the median home price, $242,000. Austin, median home price, $585,000. It's a big jump.
Mm-hmm.
It is a big jump. Again, a place where I
get it.
I would have agreed at one point. Okay. Number 2, El Paso, Texas.
All right. This list just lost a lot of credibility. It's a great city, but not one I would ever want to live in.
Residents and visitors love to explore the Franklin Mountain State Park, hike the state park and historic site.
We got some dirt trails. Next.
Yep. El Paso performed best in the value category, top 10% of cities thanks to low housing costs, overall affordability.
They lead the country in dudes hanging from bridges by their neck.
The housing costs are nearly $200K lower than the national average. So, it's a big city that's not very expensive to live in. I'll give it that.
And when all of Texas went dark, they didn't.
They did not.
They didn't. They were smart enough to stay on a different grid. I'll give them credit.
And number 1,
their chilaquiles are weird. That's enough for me not to go.
Oklahoma City. That's where the list loses credibility for me. You could say a lot of good things about Oklahoma City, but the thing is, It's in Oklahoma.
See, that was written by somebody who just went off numbers and hadn't actually been there. You know what I mean? Like the numbers tell you one thing, and then you go there and go, it's still not worth it.
Yeah.
It's still, I can't live here, man.
This isn't going to work for me. It's not going to work for me. But yeah, it's good to see San Antonio on the list, right?
For those of us that know, we knew that.
Of the top 15, I've lived in 4 of those cities. That's I feel like that's a pretty decent percentage.
It's a representative of
I think maybe I'm part of why.
Well, maybe, but it's also representing the size of the market and the things that are available.
Well, when you look at the
of a city not on that list that we didn't mention, was there one that came to your mind? Like, if there was a town out there and everything fell together, not on this list.
I don't know. I don't know that. Like, if I were going to a different place, I think it would have to be. It'd probably have to be a little bit smaller. Like if I were to pick another city, it'd probably be under 500,000 people. Like I've told you before, like where my wife grew up, Bend, Oregon. I love it there. I would live. There's mountains, there's rivers. In the summer, I mean, it's cold in the wintertime, but the summertime is perfect. But I think that, and maybe it's because I'm a Texas kid at heart. Like where I live is where I want to live, but the other cities in this country that I really truly love, I don't want to live in them. I love New Orleans. I would never live there.
No,
never.
Have you ever spent any time in Savannah?
No, but
I wouldn't
Savannah
live
doesn't
there,
have
but I
500,000
like Savannah.
people, does it?
I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it.
I'll tell you one place that I interviewed before I got this job. I was kind of doing I was checking out the job market, and I went out for an interview in Sacramento, California.
Well, you're in the vicinity where I would look, but not there.
Sacramento is a lot better than I thought it was, and I'm sure a lot of people who have never been probably look at Sacramento kind of the same way people who haven't been look at San Antonio. They think, oh, it's just a cow town or whatever. It's a good cultured city, and it's not like people probably think of San Antonio as like this dirt town, which it's obviously not. Sacramento's not either. It's a pretty city. I could have seen myself living there. Like I actually dug it when I was out there. So then there's other places like, I also interviewed for a job in Portland, Oregon, and like got offered the job, and they eventually I figured out why I couldn't take the job, because it was like they didn't believe in talking about football, which was weird to me.
It's Oregon,
but I don't think I'd want to live there anymore. It's just,
having most of my life, the primary concern for most of the things that I've done is the weather.
Yeah.
So if I always thought if I could go someplace, my first and foremost thing would be the weather. I want great weather where I don't have to worry, is it going to be 100?
That's what's great about San Diego. That's what would keep San Diego in the mix for me always, is that the weather's always perfect there.
It wasn't mentioned there, but I've always loved Ventura, California. I love the little town.
Yeah.
And so something like that, where weather is never a worry. Same thing every day. I don't have to check the weather, and I could get to a doctor, and that's really all I'm looking for.
But I also don't know that I could actually live in California.
No, I couldn't. The California issue, but there's a reason why you pay for it, because the weather is just such a when you remove that variable from your life, it does make things a lot easier.
It does, but it's people think, like, how much are you willing to pay for good weather?
Talk to me at the end of July. How much I got. That's how much I'm willing to pay.
Like, whatever you pay on a monthly mortgage, are you willing to double it to have good weather? That's the question.
Growing up, my daddy always used to say, by the end of August, he's about to give up hope. I didn't really get what he said until the older I got, and I get it. So right now, as I'm looking down the barrel of 110 degrees for 30 consecutive days, I'm like, there's places in the world where it's 75 every day.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm willing to pay just about any price by then.
Frank says he'd move to outside of Seattle or Boston, waiting for the boy to graduate.
Boston is an interesting choice.
Ugh. I would rather kill myself than hear people talk like they talk in Boston.
I don't, but the amenities are pretty spectacular.
I'm out.
But you have to put up with that.
I can do it. You got to put up with people who are from Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a yeah.
Wicked smart.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Good beer though.
Sure. Yeah. I'm not trying to live there. You know, one place that if the weather were not an obstacle, I feel like Minneapolis area would be awesome.
I've never been there in the summer. Only time I have ever been to Minneapolis
was for the Super Bowl.
It was Super Bowls,
Yeah.
and God, no.
Yeah,
no.
If weather were not an option, that would be very, very high on my list. But you got to take all these things into account.
Oh, it matters. Atlanta never struck me as a place I'd want to be, though. People that go there never leave.
You know what? You're right. Not for me.
It's felt like Houston East. Is what Atlanta always felt like to me.
Dude, it's from a humidity standpoint. I remember I did basic training in Columbus, Georgia, and in my mind, like the weather wasn't going to be an issue for me.
Yeah,
because I'm like, oh, it's humid, wah. It's hot, wah. Dude, it's a different level. But now part of it is like I was there for like the 5 hottest months of the summer, wearing long sleeves and combat boots, which I wouldn't be running around Houston wearing long sleeves and combat boots in the summertime, but it is a miserable place.
So they've got that kind of heat, and then they get snow in the winter. I mean, they get both.
Yeah.
No, not for me.
Will says he went to college in Corpus, loved how small and quaint it was, but it was the last 20 years it's become quite crowded.
I'll tell you what.
I hate Corpus.
You hate Corpus?
My sister lives there. I think it's awful.
The thing about Corpus is how many people you know that are from Corpus? Nobody leaves.
Morgan.
Well, yeah, there are. No, I'm not saying there's not any, but over the years, count the number of people that you have met that live in San Antonio, Houston, Dallas that are from Corpus. It's a small number, man. Now everybody leaves. I mean, there is the number, but for the most part, people that grow up there stay there. Or
I think
go
they
back.
all killed themselves.
Well, there might be that. They couldn't get out, but the parole officer wouldn't let them leave the county. But there is something to the town that kind of holds on to their people.
All right, I got to tell you guys about L&S Pump and Repair Shop. If you're trying to keep your pumps running smoothly, these are the guys you need to know. They got you covered. 24/7 on-site service for saltwater disposal and pump repairs. Quintuplex to H pumps. They've got parts ready and they've got the skills to get you back in the game fast. And if you need a whole new package, they got you set up. They build custom skid packages. Don't let the knocking pumps or slow flow slow you down. They do regular disposal maintenance on site, the saltwater disposal repair. They do that. Welding, fabrication. You come up with it. You say, this is what I need for my property. This is what I need for my business. They will build it for you. They've got a precision machine shop. They do hydraulic repair on cylinders, pumps, more. Whether you got a business or you just want to pump out for your for your well on your property. They got something for everybody. Just give them a call, see what they can do for you. 936-853-3810. That's L&S Pump Repair, 936-853-3810. Keep your flow strong, San Antonio.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
George gets justice. It's you versus them. The driver who changed your life. The insurance company dodging your calls. They want to give you up. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, they take on insurance giants and they fight to win. No upfront costs, no games. Just the fight for results. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
School's out, summer's in, and that vacation countdown is officially on. But what about your four-legged MVP? Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma has your furry family member covered. Daycare, boarding, grooming, and training, they've got it all. They're built for your pet's health, happiness, and tail-wagging good times. If you're in the military, your teacher, or your first responder, they've got barking good exclusive discounts. So go ahead, book that trip, hit the beach, crush your summer plans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit has your pet in good hands. Because home away from home isn't just for humans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits in Selma.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
Help UTSA football make history. Pack the Dome for the Battle of I-35 on September 6th. From now until June 26th, tickets to the Texas State game are 35% off. The Roadrunners are looking to break the all-time home attendance record of 56,743 fans set in the inaugural game in 2011. Be there. Visit goutsa.com/tickets or call 210-458-8872 to take advantage of this 35% offer. Be part of history. Birds up.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation, Hidden Wonders. Our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our two caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
L&S Pump Repair Machine Shop, your go-to for saltwater disposal and pump repairs, on-site service 24/7, parts on hand, and full pump packages ready to roll. Call L&S 936-853-3810. Keep your flow strong, San Antonio.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Apparently the cap meant a lot to you guys in the mornings, and it became the morning show mascot. Cool, keep it in the mornings.
Yeah, but our mascot in the afternoon is Pledge. So, I mean, that's y'all can have the kitty in the morning, and that's great.
Kitty in the morning could also be a country song.
Well, that could be.
Who doesn't want to start their day that way?
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Where the hood at? Hood's right here, baby. Morning Huddle 94.1. How about the ending to the baseball match yesterday? Arkansas and LSU.
Poor hillbillies. Poor Razorbacks.
Hillbillies.
Poor backs. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Left fielder, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Brutal ending to the game for Arkansas. To the extent they had to keep this kid from crying.
I mean, coming off a no-hitter, a little, and it was going to be a tough play. I mean, it wasn't an easy play to make that. I mean, he probably should have played it better, but given where it landed.
It's a makeable play. But you could argue the play before that, which looked like a pretty routine double play ball, and the shortstop goes to third base to get the easy out instead of going for the double play and ending the game.
Nope. It was the safest play possible. It was a scary play.
He gets the out at third, and now the Tigers have life, and they made the most of it. And The Arkansas Razorback season ends.
Isn't the LSU Arkansas football game like in the Guinness Book of World Records as the loudest football game of all time? Where when there was a touchdown score,
I wouldn't be shocked.
It set off the Richter scale. So these two teams hate each other, and LSU takes them down like that. Oh,
they play for the Golden Boot in football.
Oh, the Golden Boot.
Yeah, but a couple rabid fan bases. I love LSU fan. I generally love. I mean, I just think they're about as passionate as they come.
Yeah, you're new to the SEC. You'll grow to detest. Trust me, that won't last long.
Well, I'm not any newer to the SEC than anybody. I've seen
that's
it.
True.
I just
you haven't had a healthy dose of them on a regular basis like I have.
Okay. Well, remember I did work in Houston. It was.
I know, but you haven't lived. I'm just saying, coon ass. It'll wear on you just like those hillbillies. This is some true. Now we're getting down and dirty SEC.
And
talk.
also remember, I lived in Louisiana.
Yeah, you did.
I've been in the belly of the beast.
On the other side of this, and I mean, I thought LSU was the best team coming into this thing, so it's no disgrace losing to the best team, but it's just how you went down and on the heels of this no-hitter. And I tell you, Arkansas folks thought this was it. They got it. They really believed coming into this season.
Well, even if they won that game, they still had to win again.
Yeah, they had to come out of a tough draw, but couldn't be happier for a fandom, for a big bunch of Razorbacks. Suey Pig, man, going home.
Well, they're gone, and now
I'm a Coastal Carolina fan.
We are set. Coastal Carolina and LSU in the College World Series final.
Heard the best stat I possibly could have about Coastal Carolina. They're the Chanticleers. That's what you call them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's chicken, if I'm not mistaken.
Some kind of a chicken.
They lead NCAA in getting hit by balls, and they they took 2 in the first inning.
Really? I mean, well,
I don't know if I love that or hate it.
LSU minus 190, Coastal plus 155 to win the whole thing. If I'm not mistaken, Coastal Carolina's won like 20-something games in a row.
I'm a fan. I'm in. I'm all in. I'm a Chanticleer.
I have a hard time. I mean, obviously, I'm sure LSU's significantly more battle tested, but just from a momentum standpoint, like you've won 22 games in a row.
I can't imagine that man for man.
You're an underdog?
Well, yeah, but yes, because man for man, I can't imagine they line up against that LSU roster. I mean, as good as Coastal Carolina is, and they're probably a hotbed for their part of the world, but this is LSU, man.
Yeah.
And these guys, there's 9 guys on this team that at some point will be on a major league roster.
Probably so.
You know, and Coastal might have 2, maybe 1.
Probably so, but I do think they've clearly got something going. Again, I don't know enough about it to like say, you know, how good this team is. How good I really don't know. So I'd be talking out my ass if I did. But I will say, Coastal was a top 10 team when the season ended. They legit. So
I'm gonna learn all about them in the next 3 days.
But Wesley says 26 in a row now.
Nice.
That's wild, man.
Let's think about that. When was the last time we had a legitimate, real upset team win a baseball? I mean, this is you buy these.
You know, I think it's. I remember when Vanderbilt first won, it was like, where'd they come from? And then they turned into like a dynasty.
But still, that's SEC. I mean,
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a historian
either, but
in baseball. But
in my brief and
Coastal Carolina's won before.
They
won in the last 10 years. I know that.
They won the whole thing?
They've won the whole thing.
Well, I mean, I was thinking back to the last time a small school, or what, you know, it's all relative, was those California schools. Like, was it Fullerton that kept winning?
Fresno won one also, yeah. There's a couple of those schools that, like, Fullerton won a couple of them. I know Long Beach State's always been pretty good. Pepperdine plays some good baseball.
That seems to have shifted. It seems all the baseballs now is in the Southeast.
Yeah. Oregon State has been really good for the last couple years, but yeah, it is just like all sports. It seems like that curve from about the top of Atlanta to Texas is where all the best talent ends up.
Yeah, it is. The rest of the country just has their priorities way out of whack.
Maybe so.
They just don't have.
They don't care enough about college sports.
We don't care about Dame Bramage.
Yeah, your last. Geez, you go through look at the last 10 years of champions. Virginia, Coastal Carolina, which is South Carolina, Florida, Oregon State. There's an outside the South. Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, Tennessee. Another Southern team's going to win this year. It's college baseball is no different than college football.
Buy it, and we like it.
Every once in a while, some Yankee team might win, but this is our game, Bubba. It's our game.
It's only because we didn't know where they were. Those recruits, we didn't find them.
Frank says the team that lost in the College World Series last year missed the playoffs altogether this year. Lost their coach to a bigger school.
Wow,
I can't imagine that would happen.
Bastards.
I can't imagine that would happen.
How they survived this year, man.
I can't imagine that would happen.
The only thing that would make it worse is if their coach went to their arch rival. Oh, wait, that happened too. Yeah.
What a kick in the taint that is.
Let me tell you, man.
In the grundle. Right there in the grundle.
And now my right foot's turning into a longhorn.
Oh,
I'm proud of that. It's a terrible thing to have to deal with.
You're going to be sitting there watching the game at home, and your toes are just going to be doing this.
And forever longhorn.
People are going to be like, what are you doing, Rob? He's going to get kicked out of the 12th man thing. And say, take your sticker off.
You walk funny. Let me see your foot.
What's going on there?
What's going on down there?
What's going on
Are you
with that foot?
secretly longhorning?
Oh, no. You've been training your body to do it. It's terrible.
Why did this dude choose violence? We were talking good stuff, and out of nowhere, man, just picking fights. It's not even 8 o'clock.
Well,
on a
he
holiday.
said that it's because A&M's like Vanderbilt. They hate all the SEC teams after getting whooped all the time.
Well, yeah. Yes,
that's why you hate LSU.
I will agree that we hate all the other SEC teams.
But I think Frank is generally a good guy because he's the one who always says R.I.P. Kitty Big Balls.
Well, I'm not saying he's perfect, but I see a flaw.
Oh, all right. That's our college baseball talk for the day. I've got no idea who's going to win. You're cheering for Coastal.
Chanticleer. Is that how they do it?
I don't know, but I thought once you're this was a big Aggie thing. I thought was once you're eliminated, just cheering for the SEC is a thing. That's not a thing for you?
No, I think it is supposed to be.
Yeah, but you don't do that. You don't do that.
No, I mean. No.
So what if it was Arkansas and Coastal?
Oh, even more so.
What if it was Tennessee?
No. I'm just saying.
So you're not a typical I back the conference guy.
No, I'm not that guy.
I don't like that.
I'm not that guy. No.
If I don't want to cheer for anybody in my team's conference.
No, you beat them.
I want you all to fail.
I'm not cheering for you. No.
I want you all to fail. But yeah, LSU and Coastal. What date? When are they going to get underway? We will start that thing on Saturday. Game 1, LSU minus 175 favorites. Coastal plus 135. Oh. Magic rubbing dirt in the Celtics' wounds.
You picked that up. I didn't put two and two together.
It's the first thing I thought of was, wait, you're telling me the Lakers are worth 10. The Celtics just sold for 6.
Red Auerbach's rolling over someplace.
And then Magic goes and flexes on the Celtics on Twitter. That's funny. That is funny that Magic had something to say about it. Oh, almost double, huh?
So now we know how it truly stands. Follow the money.
Wesley says, Bok, go Chickens. So
is that how you do it? Is that what they do?
Bok? I hope so.
I hope so. I'm even more so now.
Can you imagine going to a baseball game? Like, you remember when I was really annoyed when the trend was everybody wooing at baseball games? Like Ric Flair wooing.
Oh, well.
Like you'd watch it on TV and it's all you'd hear. It drove me crazy. I'd go to Astros games. It's all I'd hear. It drove me crazy. Imagine the entirety of a baseball game. You hear there's people just going,
Coach, I'm in. You kidding?
That's what I would do the entire game if I was behind home plate. All game, everybody would hate me. The broadcast would be like, shut this guy. Security would come over.
Have you been to an Aggie baseball game?
No.
The bubbles and the ball 4 and ball 5?
Okay. No, I've never been. I probably need to make a trip. Over what is it, Bluebell Park?
Bluebell Park.
Probably need to make a trip over there. No, I haven't done it, man.
It's not. It's fun. It's a good atmosphere.
I'll go. Now my boys are here. I'm sure I'll.
It's not what are they? The Savannah Bananas?
No, not quite that. Thank goodness. I don't want that. I'm not looking for that.
Are you going to go see? They're coming, I think.
I'm not going to see them.
Really? Is it?
They came to Vegas. I had no interest in going. Even my kids, I don't think really wanted to go. Like a bunch of, but I'll tell you this. In fact, I know my kid didn't want to go because we had a chance to get tickets through the Little League that my younger son was playing in. And he was like, no, I don't want to go. And everybody came back for the next game. Everybody was wearing Savannah banana gear. And Holden was like, what are these kids into?
You know, I kind of like the Globetrotters, right? And I never had a problem with the Globetrotters.
But did you go out of your way to go see them?
Well, I mean, they came. Yeah, I went and saw them.
Okay. You going to go see the bananas? You going to go see some banana ball?
I've seen enough of the clips of what they do.
Is it a one-day performance they're doing here?
So, or like a weekend.
I would bet it's already sold out then.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
but,
it's a tough ticket to get. It's not for me.
I'm kind of a big deal, though.
I'm not their target audience.
But I thought we would have been.
No.
So who is it?
Kids and kids who.
But non-baseball playing kids.
Well, not my kids didn't like it, but I mean, a lot of Holden's teammates went. They were all into it. But I think it's for families who don't want to pay full freight for an MLB game, but they want to go and have some fun. The kids.
The clip seemed pretty funny to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't go to baseball games to laugh. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's like
that precluded a lot of Rangers fans right there.
Oh,
where's the drum roll? Give me a go there to laugh.
All right, let's hit a break. We will be back. We'll wrap up the second hour of our program here. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The quiet means that probably me, and I need to talk about my good friends over at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. Hey, the weekend's almost here. If you don't have plans because you don't have a place to keep your babies, you can call Bunkin' Biscuit right now, today, and they'll have room for you. Don't let your summer get away from you because you're afraid your babies aren't going to be taken care of up to the standard that you're accustomed to, because that's why Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is here. They're right off 35 up there in Selma, just past Gilman. They've got everything you want. Not just need, but you want for your kids, for your babies. So if you're dropping your dogs off on a daily, if it's a weekend away, you want to make sure they're taken care of. They've got everything you're looking for, and then some. How about your baby getting tucked in every night and getting a treat and a little story? They do that for those. They've got video access to your babies all day long. They've got the play areas you want, both inside and outside, covered and not. They take care of the dogs and your cats the way that you would. That's Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits. It's I-35 in Selma. Go check them out online at bunkinbiscuit.com, or go by and see and find out what I'm talking about. And if you're a first responder, a teacher, in the military, they've got great deals for you as well. They know that your life shouldn't be constrained by your love of the animals. Make sure they have a place to go on a regular basis. And that's Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. That's where I take my babies. That is the official pet paradise of the Huddle and the San Antonio Sports Star. So the Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, go by and take them, and don't let them take away your babies, take away from your summer fun. They're there for you. They'll take care of your dogs and your cats while you're out of town. Go there today. I'm sure you'll come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute starting to fill in. Let's start on the northeast side. Still working this accident at Loop 410 eastbound. It's between Starcrest and Perrin Vital, so it's got you stop and go from Nacogdoches. Start moving over to your left side. We've got a right lane blocked. On Loop 410 eastbound Honeysuckle, that stalls off to the shoulder. Got another at 410 southbound at South Cross. Again, off a main lane and off to the shoulder. I-10 westbound Santa Clara getting reports of a stall broken down. They moved it from a main lane. It's now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
People got to come back to church. I think we should make sure every service come with a free breakfast. And 5G Wi-Fi connection. Amen. 10%. That's all you pay. Praise God.
Thank you, Reverend Charles.
Breakfast.
And Wi-Fi. The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website at lawyerforus.com.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
L&S Pump Repair Machine Shop, your go-to for saltwater disposal and pump repairs, on-site service 24/7, parts on hand, and full pump packages ready to roll. Call L&S 936-853-3810. Keep your flow strong, San Antonio.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
After a well-deserved day off on Thursday, The Blitz is back Friday live at the Lion and Rose Dominion location.
And we'll have all the reaction from Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Plus, we'll talk complicated NFL contracts with former agent Joel Corey.
The Blitz live at the Lion and Rose Dominion location. It starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
think while people are giving you grief about little brother syndrome, Aggie life, Ren is so insecure about his Spurs fandom. You missed how they were gushing over the Lakers sale. Now it's going to be the Lakers and OKC dominating the NBA for the rest of our lives. They literally couldn't even get the words out of their mouth. It was like they were stuttering.
About us?
Yeah, he's talking about us. Dude, the Spurs are going to be just fine. No one's saying the Spurs aren't going to be good, Ren. It's okay, little buddy. They're going to be fine.
What we are is reflecting what the rest of the league has been afraid of. Wait till once the Lakers adopt a business-like approach to the NBA and start actually, other than just buying talent, scouting, developing, doing all the things that the rest of the NBA does. Look out.
And also buying whatever they want.
They've already been able to do that. Now they have a long-term plan. They'll have the analytics, and even their facilities aren't even as top-notch as the rest of the world. I mean, so there's growth coming to the Lakers on top of where they already are.
In the last 10 years, the Lakers aren't even top 5 in money spent, like payroll spent. They will be top 5 every year going forward.
But the good news
That's a scary
is,
thing.
well, the NBA is built, like the NFL, for the most part, to protect themselves from themselves and other owners. You're not allowed to really go in and buy it unless you really want to buy it. And then everybody makes money anyway, so they all survive.
Well, Golden State, what it is designed to do is once a guy is in,
you get
for you to keep your own guys. And Golden State, it was very cheaply built to start, and then it was really expensive to upkeep. And that's the way it should be, I think. Like, if you're good enough to build something, you should be able to keep it, even if you're willing to pay for it.
That bird rights, old school stuff, man. So, yeah, the NBA has always been very aware that small market teams need to survive.
Yeah. And he says, how do you turn that around on my Spurs fan? AJ's so sensitive to my comment. You always think I'm sensitive. The other side of it is if I don't address your comment, I'm ignoring you. I'm trying to make you a part of the show. If you're going to say I'm sensitive because I'm telling you what you said, then I guess I'm sensitive. But you're Spurs fan, OKC, Lakers dynasty, blah blah blah. It's just insecure about your own squad, dude. If you don't see what the Lakers are doing as a threat to everyone else in the league, if you don't see what Oklahoma City is becoming, then you're just not watching real basketball, and you're watching it with your Spurs glasses on. That's how I turn it around on that, because only a fanboy could not see what's really happening in the NBA right now. If you take a look from, a 1,000-foot view and look over the top of things and not just at the Spurs, you'll see what's going on in this league. Oklahoma City's set up to dominate for the foreseeable future, and the Lakers now are going to be able to money whip just about anybody, because that's what this guy does, is he money whips his problems. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. I don't know that it is a good thing.
No, the luxury tax still there, Claymore, and that's why the rest of the league
play it. They'll still pay it.
Well, and the rest of the league is okay. Pay the luxury tax. That's more money for me. And
it is.
We'll
the luxury tax is gonna be there, but it's there in the NBA. It's there in the Major League Baseball too. You think they care?
No, but the owners, at least they might get their ass kicked, but they're making money, and that's really at the end of the day. The owners are all fine,
and that's why
fine.
But that's the worst case scenario, though. That's why teams like the Pittsburgh Pirates still exist, because it's like, well, we don't have to win as long as the Dodgers keep spending money. We're a viable franchise.
Well, there are more speed bumps for spending in the NBA than in Major League Baseball, and they have always, like we said, been very aware that for the NBA to be successful, the least of us have to also be competitive. Yeah. And, it took a minute, but the Spurs were the indicative story. And now in this year's finals, we got 2 mid-market teams that are competing at the highest levels with stars, the likes of which big market teams have. It's not going to change radically, but yes, there's a lot of money and a lot of know-how that just took over the Lakers. It is the worst nightmare for the rest of the league. But at the same time, as I was taught when I was young, own the least expensive house on the most expensive block, and you've done it right. And that's kind of where the NBA is right. It's okay. I'm on the same block with the Lakers. I can still compete if I do things right, but they still going to have a bigger house.
But Claymore says these billionaires hate losing money, though.
They ain't losing a dime.
He ain't losing. You think if he were losing money, spending as much as he spends on the Lakers or on the Dodgers and on his F1 team, do you think he'd have the money to go buy a $10 billion organization? He's making money hand over fist. It's just he's spending money to make money, and a lot of owners aren't willing to go into their own pockets to get the big results, and this guy clearly is.
Some guys will spend $1 million to make $100,000. Some people won't.
Yeah.
Some guys won't spend that $1 million to make $100,000. Some would rather hold on to the $100,000. This dude will spend the $1 million to make $50,000. You'll never go broke making a profit, and this dude will spend the money to make a profit.
So that's the thing is like the Lakers. The Lakers really what they did in my mind is they just became a real business.
That's exactly how you put it. They've become a business.
And you saw exactly what happened with the Dodgers.
Well, I will also say this. Now, on the other side, one of the reasons the Lakers have been so successful over the years is they don't have to appease the mid-management. They don't have to go through the process of a company. Jeannie Buss says, go get Luka. Make the deal. There's no other dudes that are going to sit around and say no. She owns her and Pelinka, they're the same. So the decision-making process with the Lakers was a lot easier. When it was one dude, all the money, I make the decisions. If you don't like it, you can go away. And that has worked for them. That will no longer be the case. This has now become a business. And there'll be a process involved, and there'll be mid-management, and there's a couple more partners involved. And now we got Buss as the governor and an owner. So there are some layers that will interfere with the ability for the small management team to turn on a dime. Luka's available, let's make the deal. Where a lot of franchises, you just can't do that. There's an ownership that's way out there. There's a general manager that's over here. There's a coach that's down here. With the Lakers, it was 8 people.
Yeah.
So they will lose that, but they will gain the momentum of a large corporation.
Claymore says we were told the same thing about Matt Ishbia when he bought the Suns. Well, remember,
it's still a work in progress.
Remember, we're talking about decisions, not outcomes. That's how you judge guys. Like the outcome of what Ishbia didn't work, but the decision was not to go cheap. It was to spend a bunch of money.
This is still a work in progress. He just got there.
And like I said, this Mark Walter is the same guy who put he went and poached the top GM. He found the guy in Major League Baseball that was doing the most with the least and said, I'm going to give you a blank checkbook. Let's see what you can do with that. And now he's got a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what he's going to do with the Lakers. I think he's, like I said, I think this is pretty much the end of, I don't know why his name, Rob Pelinka. Just because Rob Pelinka is the reason he's lasted so long in L.A. is because of his ties to Jeannie Buss.
And she's still there.
His old ties to Kobe Bryant.
He was it. For those who aren't aware, Rob Pelinka did not come up as an NBA type. He was Kobe's agent.
Yeah. And quite frankly, he was Kobe's friend.
Yeah, he was the agent, and he was the Maverick Carter to LeBron.
Yes.
And he used that to work both sides of the fence and ended up being a GM, which isn't unheard of. It's happened before, but he didn't come up on the normal side of the business.
But he also got a lot more leash than other guys would have got because of his personal relationships within the family. When it's run more like a business, which I think it will be, those relationships don't matter as much. You can say whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm not sure he's done. I really don't. I mean, Buss is still there, and he is anybody who can pull off that trade, there's something to what he does.
Yeah.
There's something to it. I mean, you managed to pry Luka away from the most valuable guy to an entire town's franchise. You got it for very little at the end of the day. So I think that there's some shine on Pelinka. And if he's not there.
Was that his doing or was that Nico's?
Hey, I mean, Jimmy Johnson's still living off the stock and trade from the Herschel deal. And, we don't look at Minnesota and say, well, it was really his idiot fault for saying yes.
Yeah. Well, I just think that the influx of money that they're going to put into this thing, because he didn't buy this thing to just sit on it and let it ride as it is.
No.
That's not what he does as a businessman. And there are richer owners in the NBA. Make no mistake. This isn't like the wealthiest dude to show up, but he is one of the guys who his income is reliant on what he makes from his pro sports franchises. Most guys aren't. Like Steve Ballmer, if the Clippers fell out of the sky and they don't exist anymore tomorrow, he's still a billionaire. That's not how most professional franchise owners operate. That's what this guy does. He's a pro sports owner.
He is the CEO of TWG Global. We're running out of people that can afford these teams, and so this is what I'm getting at. To keep up with the Joneses, and everybody's keeping up with the Joneses, there's a reason why the NBA and other professional franchises are now allowing hedge fund money. You don't have to be a person. You can be a thing now and buy a franchise.
Conglomerate.
So because we're running out of guys that can go buy a $10 billion property. To keep up with the Joneses, now we're going to start seeing the international money start
like
coming.
That?
No.
I don't either.
This is not where I want to go, but it's the natural progression because you go where the money is, and that's where the money is. We're running out of individuals. So the individuals will be damned. Now it'll be corporations buying into these teams, and that's not a good thing.
All right, halfway there on a small Friday, baby. We got some tickets to give away next hour. We'll do that. I've got some all-time low tickets coming up. We got Jeff Tate tickets as well. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTFM Floresville, your home for the Super Bowl. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
When it comes to keeping your pumps running smooth, L&S Pump Repair has you covered. 24/7 on-site service for saltwater disposal and pump repairs. From Quintaplex to H-Pumps, they've got parts ready and the skills to get you back in the game fast. Need a whole new pump package? L&S builds custom skid packages too. Don't let knocking pumps or slow flow slow you down. Call L&S Pump Repair 936-853-3810. Keep your flow strong, San Antonio.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
When you partner with CDW, your people get more out of technology. CDW AI architects deliver Microsoft services to automate tasks and boost productivity, helping sales reps connect with more customers. Remote teams collaborate seamlessly, and small businesses compete at scale. That's amazing. Make amazing happen. Microsoft and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/modernwork.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District knows that life moves fast and the last thing you want is to miss out due to an illness. Vaccines are safe and help your immune system fight off serious disease that can stop or change your plans. They protect you, the people you love, and can prevent you from getting sick. Let's get vaccinated because when it comes to your health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
L&S Pump Repair Machine Shop, your go-to for saltwater disposal and pump repairs, on-site service 24/7, parts on hand, and full pump packages ready to roll. Call L&S 936-853-3810. Keep your flow strong, San Antonio.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute starting to fill in. Let's start on the northeast side. Still working this accident at Loop 410 eastbound. It's between Starcrest and Perrin Vital, so it's got you stop and go from Nacogdoches. Start moving over to your left side. We've got a right lane blocked. On Loop 410 eastbound Honeysuckle, that stalls off to the shoulder. Got another at 410 southbound at South Cross. Again, off of main lane and off to the shoulder. I-10 westbound Santa Clara getting reports of a stall broken down. They moved it from a main lane. It's now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Indiana Pacers are on the brink of elimination, and all-star guard Tyrese Halliburton is questionable. A game-time decision after suffering a strained right calf in the Game 5 loss. In other NBA news, the Buss family have entered into an agreement to sell the majority stake of the Los Angeles Lakers to current Dodgers owner Mark Walter. The $10 billion sale price is the largest professional sports franchise valuation in the world. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's right, baby. Halfway there on a Thursday, on a holiday Thursday. Look at us.
No kidding.
Just a couple guys who don't even care about,
and we're giving you
our
time and a
days
half.
off.
Effort. I'm giving you time and a half.
Yeah. You're getting double the effort, double the fun.
40%.
We talked a little bit about Ace Bailey, who had one
job
workout lined up.
One job.
He said, you know what? I am only working out for the Sixers, man. I'm going to go up on Friday. I'm going to go have dinner with the team's front office, and I'm going to do a private workout. Well, he called those Philadelphia 76ers after our show yesterday and canceled that.
Well, we talked about this yesterday, and I said, better be thought a fool than speak and prove it. But at some point, you're going to have to show up. At some point, the one team that really does need to see you, that number 3 pick. What are you hiding, brother? What are they hiding?
It says here, Ace Bailey's pre-draft strategy has perplexed NBA teams over the past month. He is currently the only U.S.-based prospect yet to visit any teams. He has, in fact, declined invitations from multiple teams in his draft range, which is considered to be anywhere from number 3 to number 8. Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper have both visited with Dallas and San Antonio. VJ Edgecombe.
Hello, Mr. 76er.
He worked out for the 76ers. He's also worked out for the Wizards and is scheduled to visit the Hornets. And apparently the Sixers have not ruled out Bailey despite his refusal to visit. But we're getting now to where it's weird what he's doing.
This is weird.
I've already told you I don't like him. I don't like his game.
I'm not down on him as you, but
are you starting to see that this guy is a knucklehead?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to blame his game on his representation. I mean, I don't know who's representing him. Sounds like the dude's crazy, but what the problem is the varied opinions, and then you're not working out, so that shades everybody else that had the willing, open mind. What are you hiding? I mean, okay, I get you're not working out, but I'm Philly. I'm the dude. I'm the team. I'm your highest aspiration. It doesn't get any higher than me. I don't know what you're holding out on. You show up for a great meeting, you work out once, we'll draft you.
That's
You're the guy we want to show up and do well. Why are you hiding from me? Now, I get you hiding from Washington. I wouldn't work out there either.
I agree.
But I'm your number 3. I'm where you're supposed to land. You're not going to show up at my house for dinner? I got problems. Hello, where's VJ?
Think about that. Like, you are projected to fall somewhere between 3 and 8. The likelihood that Ace Bailey is going to go 1 or 2 is, I would say, almost zero at this point.
Zero.
I would be shocked.
Yeah.
But let me read you the teams that have draft picks between 3 and 8. Number 8 is Brooklyn. Number 7 is the Pelicans. Number 6 is the Wizards. 5 is the Jazz. 4 is the Hornets. 3 is Philly. Now, of those teams, there is one that has been a serious basketball team for any amount of time in the last decade, and that's Philly.
And you go with help already there?
They also happen to be the highest selecting of. They have the third pick.
I'm your highest aspiration. You can go no higher than me.
So what do you? So Claymore says, is he trying to, or does Ace Bailey have a secret deal with some team?
No.
What team could it be? If he had a secret deal with Philly, I would get it. But now you're telling Philly thanks but no thanks. You're not going to get a better offer than this.
I can't, unless he just absolutely does not want to play for the 76ers.
This guy is an absolute bozo.
Let's not blame him. This is an 18-year-old kid taking the guidance of some adult man who's telling him to do this.
You know what, though? Even at 18 years old, if you heard this, you would go, wait a minute, why would I? What do you mean? We're not.
I'm just trying to defend what is almost indefensible, because this seems like almost malpractice. If you're his representative, like, I know the game you're trying to play, because maybe your kid is obviously, you've already had one bit of bad news. He's not as tall as we were told. Last thing you want to do is have him show up and shoot 30% from three. But at some point, we got to see who exactly you are.
The good news for him is the teams that draft between 4 and 8, and quite frankly, you can probably get down to the Raptors at 9, are unserious basketball organizations that they'll just take you and hope.
No, he'll get drafted in the top 10. Nobody, because somebody, if he does pass the Sixers, somebody will go, hey, boss, this just fell in my lap. No matter what I do now, I'm going to be fine. If he doesn't work out, heck, he fell in my lap.
But of all those landing spots, Philly's the only one where it's like.
That's why I thought.
How could you not want?
As of yesterday when we talked about it, well, I know he's going to work for Philly. I know he's going to work. He's doing the smart thing. It made sense. Yeah. But now, what are you hiding? You're hiding something.
Dude, there's something wrong with this guy that he doesn't want people to see. Again, I've seen enough film. I don't want him.
Especially with the rise of Maluch, man. If you were looking for a tall dude, you just alter your angle and what kind of tall dude do I want? And the other dude looks like a much easier pick now.
But this is a guy who I'm not a fan of his game, and now clearly he's a dummy. I want nothing to do with him. Let him be some other team's problem.
I'll tell you what, though. I'm sitting about 8 or 9, and suddenly Ace Bailey's free falling past me. It'd be hard for me to pass him up.
Yeah, but you know what? Good luck.
Yeah, that's exactly. Remember why he's coming your way.
Because now not only is he a bonehead and what'd you say? There were people calling him a goofball. They're saying he's an unserious person.
Well, just awkward. He hasn't grown into his height, and the term "goofy" was used, which isn't the best you want to have applied to a poetic, graceful basketball player, otherwise known as goofy.
Bailey's agent Omar Cooper has some connections to the Auburn Tigers through his son Sharif Cooper, who left college early but did not play in the NBA.
No, he did not.
That's not good.
Mm-mm. And Sharif was a talented kid too.
Listen, man, I see what people like about Ace Bailey. I see the physical tools. They're clear, but I saw enough of him actually playing basketball that I'm not impressed by what he does with his physical tools. And now I'm pretty convinced he's just a moron. Let him be a Pelican or a Hornet. Let him go somewhere where he's just going to be forgotten and no one will ever hear from him again. If the Sixers were to draft him at this point after that, I'd be shocked. I would be shocked.
Unless something changes between now and the draft, I would be too. I think they're going to pass on him. But, what's your highest aspiration for him? If he's not Kevin Durant, but he turns into Brandon Ingram, and I get him at 10, I'm pretty happy. Okay. So he's not Garnett. So he's not Durant.
I can already tell you he ain't that.
Well, I'm just saying,
I don't think he's.
I'm finding applicable dudes, and
I don't
the games
think he's
are
Brandon
very
Ingram
close.
on his best day.
Well, I think the comparables. If he was everything you hoped in the workout, you go, man, I can see Kevin Durant or maybe Garnett in this guy. Well, if he ain't that, and we're talking about same body type, same kind of game, then I go, well, let's go down a couple spots. Well, okay, he's Brandon Ingram. He'll never take over a game. He'll never be a superstar, but, he's a valuable asset to a good team. So if he's flying around at 10, 11, even if he's, whatever it is, if I get Brandon Ingram in the top 10, I'm happy. I won't get fired over it.
It's so weird. I get the ceiling, but boy, it sure feels like the floor is low.
And the second part of this is it shows me that this kid has already taken some bad advice, that he's willing to listen to advice that, maybe he should have gotten a second opinion or listened to somebody in his room that might be telling him, dude, what are you doing? Which tells me there's some places he can't be. Like, the worst place for you to land would be Charlotte right now, or to land in Washington, where there's nothing good going on. And I've seen what happens to dudes that get there. Miles Bridges lost his mind when he got to Charlotte. No guardrails there. Dudes should be doing time right now. So I know the environment's not great, and I know that he's not in the best situation. So it's just kind of doomed to failure because he chose not to work out for the best possible landing spot for him, a team that's ready to get good, where they're not going to rely on him to do anything but get better. That's Philly for you.
But the truth is, what people are saying about him, I think a lot of people, once they watch the Rutgers film, I never saw this kid play.
You're painting a picture of a guy who was playing second fiddle to a very good baller and was trying to make film.
This is the thing. He has not shown a willingness to buy into being a non-ball dominant player.
And that's a problem that I put in his choice of school and his coach. That team should have been better. But I do know what I watched for the previous 3 years. I do know that this guy has extra worldly talent that you don't see very often. Now, is he a top 10, a top pick? No, but he's a top 5 pick most years. He really is that good, as long as his mentality is that of, I need to get better and I'm a young and evolving player. And if he doesn't have that, no, you don't touch a kid like that. But I will forgive his year at Rutgers. I will forgive that, knowing what he's capable of. What I can't forgive is a guy that's not willing to put in the time, that's not willing to show me and accept his flaws. If you're hiding him to the point where you're not willing to accept the fact that I got to work on this, I know I can't shoot, that's okay. You're a rookie. We'll teach you if you're willing to learn. And this stuff tells me you're not even willing to learn.
I don't know that I like a guy who, like you're saying, you're willing to forgive the Rutgers year, a guy who in the 1 year where he wasn't the best player on his team didn't show a willingness to adapt to not being the guy.
In mind, again, he's an 18-year-old kid.
He's not going to be that in the NBA.
Well, not yet, but he's going to be. I mean, he will be if he pans out the way he should. I'm not going to I look at that team, and I thought they were so underwhelming. That team should have been better. You don't have 2 top 10 picks in college and not win a lot of basketball games. So I go, this thing was flawed from the get-go, whatever the case was. So, and you got him talking about, hey, I take hard shots. Well, that's stupid.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
Well, he took bad shots in college, and he explains it by saying, I practice taking those bad shots.
That's stupid. That's just, dude, I'll discount that. But I do know that physically there are things there that a lot of dudes could never do. And he's worth that look. And he is that good. But I say that thinking he has the mindset of a champion, a mindset of, I accept that there were some problems with where I was.
Doesn't seem like that, though.
That's what my worry is. Now you're not working out for people. What are you hiding? You're not as tall as I was told you were. So there's too many questions for him to now be in consideration for that line. Now
I've got a million red flags with this dude.
Yeah.
It's bad shot selection, non-willingness to become a non-ball dominant player on the floor, defensive lapses, bad defensive reads, despite having all the athleticism and abilities to be a great defender.
Go back and read Anthony Edwards.
Not.
Well, I'm saying go back and read some of the other number 1 picks that have panned out.
I mean,
you know
right.
what I mean?
Anthony
There's
Edwards,
a lot of this stuff.
There was a lot of that
and tough
Edwards.
and
You're right.
tough environment. So I'm not going to. I know, but I will say this: the chances of his success have lessened significantly because of what he's doing here. That just tells me more about him than I had known. And if it is him and he's bought into bad advice, that just tells me a lot about you, man.
Not only that, but like he could have been on a team with Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, and potentially Joel Embiid, where he could have had instant success without a whole lot of pressure.
Well, up until yesterday, I thought he was going to be. You know what I mean? Up until yesterday, I thought everything would be exactly. He'd show up, he'd work out, and they'd go, okay, this is what we thought. We're drafting.
What's it going to look like when he shows up in Charlotte?
That's what I'm saying. You land there, and we already know the environment's sour. It's a sour place, and you're showing up underwhelmed and not prepared. It's just not going to turn out well for you.
Yeah, you basically you sent away the first girl that walked in the door, not realizing she was the prettiest one coming. And now you got a bunch of pigs walking in behind her, and that's all that's left to choose from.
I think that there's going to be a panic button pushed around the Ace Bailey camp. He's going to work out for him, and he's going to show up and do everything he needs to do before the draft. I can't imagine this dude disappears before draft.
But here's the thing. If I'm the Sixers...
You're right. He's going to have to make up some credit.
You've burned that bridge with me because I don't think, like I said, I fully believe the gap between number 2 and number 3 is far greater than the gap between number 1 and number 2. So beyond the top 2 guys, there's a bunch of guys that I could see the Sixers saying, okay, well, let's take a chance on this guy. You already told me you canceled your dinner meeting with our ownership group and GM and your workout with us on less than 48 hours notice.
Very strange.
That's already enough reason for me to look at one of these other dudes that from a skill standpoint is close. Like, I'd rather have that.
Well, we'll see. I think it's still 50-50. He's a Sixer, but it's certainly less likely as it sits now. And if you're not 3, you're going to end up 8 or 9. And I think that's what's going to scare him.
And, you know, Frank says they're trying to go somewhere specific. I would get that if the specific places weren't these hellholes of the NBA. Like, there's not a good landing place between 4 and 9 on this list. There isn't. That's what's shocking to me. Like, if there was... You know, if there was some team that was like highly respected that had the 6th pick because they traded for it or something, okay, I could see him trying to finagle his way to going to Miami or something like that. No, dude, you're going to a bad organization.
He's going to yuck himself into a Wizard contract. Is what's going to happen. He's going to act the fool and end up drafted at 6 and land in this hellhole that is Washington. And
whatever your chances to succeed as a 76er or, you know, a Maverick or a Spur would have been, you can cut those in half once you're a Wizard or a Hornet. Like, it's
a whole lot different turning and passing the ball to let's just say, Tyrese Maxey, or you could turn and pass it or take the shot from Corey Kispert.
Yeah.
And so it's a different world that you've decided to play in.
Also, good luck trying to convince the Hornets that you should be more ball dominant than LaMelo. Like, he's just a dummy. He's a dummy.
It's better you find out now, though.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is. And what's funny is I can't even say I told you so because I was only talking about the game. I didn't know he was a dummy. Now I know that. Oh, I'm out completely out on this kid. All right, let's hit a break. We'll be right back. You know what? Before we do, let's give away these Jeff Tate tickets. The Operation Mindcrime Tour. Coming into San Antonio. You got to wait a little while. We're in February. But you want to go see Operation Mindcrime at the Aztec Theater? We got a pair of tickets for you, friends. Let's go with caller number 3. You'll go see Jeff Tate, Operation Mindcrime, the final chapter, February 7th at the Aztec. Caller number 3. All right, let's hit our break. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
John, what do you think about these tariffs? What do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The prices on used cars have suddenly come up because the cost has gone up. And at GiveMeTheVin.com, we're paying more. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com, put in your license plate, and see for yourself. We're paying more today than we were yesterday. Remember, the tariffs have raised the car prices, and we are paying extra. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. Sell us your car.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. UMGC keeps your educational goals attainable with no-cost digital materials replacing textbooks in most courses, reduced tuition rates for eligible service members and their families, and scholarships for those who qualify. Get started here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
After a well-deserved day off on Thursday, The Blitz is back Friday live at the Lion and Rose Dominion location.
And we'll have all the reaction from Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Plus, we'll talk complicated NFL contracts with former agent Joel Corey.
The Blitz live at the Lion and Rose Dominion location. It starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's the Huddle. The morning version, the Juneteenth morning version. I'm Rob, AJ running around. 8:23 in the morning. How you doing?
I'm good. Sorry.
Good. Oh, no worries. It's a holiday.
Yeah. What time's your alarm set for every day?
First one goes off at 6:35. I get up at 6:45.
You mean?
3:45.
3:45. Yeah. So your first alarm's set for what?
3:35, just to kind of warn me that it's time to get up, and then I get up at 3:35. The first one goes off. Sometimes I hear it, sometimes I don't, but I always get up at 3:45.
See, my wife, she's a bad sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't get up when my first alarm goes off, there's problems.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get up when my first alarm goes off, and mine goes off at about 4:15.
Mm-hmm.
Today I woke up and I had to pee really bad.
Normally that happens to me about 20 minutes before I'm supposed to get up.
I looked over at my clock and it was 4:04.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, 11 minutes.
And you're like, is it worth it just to lay here in agony?
That's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like it was a serious thing once I got up.
Yep.
And then now when I just went to pee for the second time this morning, it was almost like, it's still not quite.
Well,
it's not quite comfortable. It's not right. Not quite right. I held it too long the first time this morning. I made a mistake.
Look,
I may need to go see a doctor.
Well,
now.
there's a little. Well,
I don't know.
You're running into a thing that men of our age run into.
Okay.
And it's
is it called a prostate?
Yes, your prostate is growing to the size of a walnut, an almond.
Next break, will you check mine and just see? See what it's how big it is. Oh.
Yeah, man. There's nothing worse than waking up and, man, you got to go and you hurry up and you get there and nothing happens. You're like, so I got up for this?
Yeah.
I got up for
this.
this.
Oh, it always happens. I never have that
Well, no,
problem.
you'll get up. It'll happen, but it'll be a slow release. You're like,
okay. Yeah, it always happens. I haven't
gotten
life,
there yet. Man. Well, that's one of the great women have menopause. We get this.
Yeah. Claymore says LaMelo and Brandon Miller in Charlotte. Imagine Ace Bailey trying to get those two dudes to give up the ball.
And the thing is, Brandon Miller's already Ace Bailey, so a taller version.
A better Ace
yeah,
Bailey.
so I'm saying maybe a better. We'll see, but
no,
the same
he's
dude.
Definitely a better
same
Ace
dude.
Bailey. Definitely better. Yeah, this Ace Bailey. Again, I'm not a AAU watcher. The guy might have been a king in AAU ball. That's what it sounds like.
He has ridiculous skill. He really does.
But once we saw this guy on the floor with,
a legit number 2 overall and possible number 1, it doesn't fair. He didn't shine well against a dude of true talent.
I just mean against guys that are as good as him, like on other teams.
It was such a weird year. I know what I saw before. I know what I saw during, and then it didn't pan out. It was a weird system that the coach was running, and he was a product of that. And then this, it doesn't bode well. And not that I don't think I think he won't get past 6. I think he won't get past the Wizards.
I think he'll still. Yeah, I agree. Because,
because of all this, I don't think we'll ever get the truest picture of what could have been. But there's been a lot of players, because of the things they did, the decisions they made, and the places they landed, it just didn't pan out. And it seems to me that they're stacking chips against him when they didn't need to. You know, he could have landed in Philly if he was to work out, and if he's really truly not hiding something, and he is truly what I thought he was. He'd land in Philly, he'd have, he wouldn't start, he'd spend time in the G, and he'd learn his way up. And that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Thrown to the fire.
The Wizards will take him because the Wizards will take.
Yeah, they're stupid.
They'll take anything because they're a bad organization. Yeah. Frank says Sixers suck as well.
But they got stuff in the cupboard, brother.
It's easy to say that. Last year they did suck because it was an injury-riddled season. But let's remember, this team isn't that far removed from 3 consecutive conference finals. They've at least got some pieces that can contend. Whereas you put this guy on Charlotte or New Orleans, good luck. Good luck.
Oh, and the last thing New Orleans needs is to pair another flake with this flake. That ain't going to happen.
Oh, God. That would be funny. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe the guy will prove me wrong.
Well, at least Zion might take him out to dinner and he put on some weight.
bro.
A couple of those beignets every day help Ace put on some weight.
You don't put on weight when Zion takes you out to dinner.
Well, you don't get to eat, but maybe you get the crumbs.
Zion eats and takes some off your plate. It takes a little more off your plate.
You like the beignets?
I don't know. I never got one. Yeah, what?
That's not that white powder. That's not Coke. That's beignet.
What do you? What do you think of this etouffee? I don't know. You ate my whole bowl.
I haven't ever had any.
Oh man. All right. Let's do this. Let's give away these Jeff Tate tickets. No, we already gave away the Jeff Tate tickets. The all-time low tickets. That's what I've got to give away. All-time low. They're playing at the Techport, Boeing Center at Techport. Everyone's talking. That's the tour, the world tour, by the way. October 26th at the Boeing Center at Techport. Let's go with caller number 5. You'll get those tickets. When we come back, I want to deep dive tonight's NBA game. Will a champion be crowned? Let's discuss it. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1. I got to tell you guys about Carbach first, though. Oh, almost went to break without telling you about my boys.
Wouldn't let you out, man. You had to do it.
I mean, what am I going to do tonight while I'm watching the game? You know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink me a couple hopadillos. That's what I'm going to do, baby. That's what you could do, too. And if hops aren't your thing, you're not an IPA guy. Rob's not an IPA. He doesn't go for IPAs. But he loves him some Love Street, Crawford Bock, Ziegan Bock, something for everybody, including that rhubarb that's available right now. Perfect summertime beer. And, guys, like I said, the lineup just has something for everyone's taste. That ranch water, if you're not a big beer guy, they've got ranch water, and that comes in 4 different flavors, lemon, lime, watermelon, and prickly pear. They're all delicious. Comes in a big variety pack. Give it a try if you haven't. And, again, they're not just in the grocery stores and the liquor stores. They're going to be in all your bars and restaurants, too. So when you're out and about, you're watching the game tonight, go and ask your bartender, please make it a Carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a new trouble spot on the east side. I-10 eastbound approaching Zool Road. This wreck is in the right lane already. A 25-minute delay. That has you slow from Graytown. 410 Frontage Road southbound as you approach Lakeside Parkway on the west side. That wreck is just clear. On 35 northbound Conrad's Kohlenberg, Comal County, give reports of a stall now off to the shoulder. If you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line and we'll check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. Saturday, June 28th. Mark your calendars for a pre-4th of July one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre waterfront properties starting at $99.9. Yes, $99.9. With a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening Saturday, June 28th. 1+ acre Texas coastal waterfront, $99.9. With barn dominium, just $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Don't wait another minute. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Freedom starts with land, and land like this won't last long.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on home insurance by checking Allstate first.
Hold it.
Like you know to check the assembly instructions first.
Hold it.
Before building the bookcase.
And done. Whew. You can let go.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Save money on your next oil change with O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get a $15 prepaid MasterCard after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $35.95. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or shop O'ReillyAuto.com.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders, our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
All right. Game 5. Oh, Game 5. Game 6 we're at. Time flies, right? The question is, Rob, is it game last of the NBA Finals? Does it end tonight?
I'll say it again. Hardest thing to do in sports, close a home team out. But if they don't have, and even though Halliburton was a non-entity, a non-factor, he still plays a role. And it might not be the kind of, he still matters to that team. And if you know you're trying to stop this waterfall of offense and you can't turn, and you have to do everything perfectly, and you're not coming in fully staffed, you don't even have all your dudes. It's just about an impossible task. You have to, at this point, rely on Oklahoma City to give it to you. You're not going to be able to take it from them.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a great feel for how this game goes. I am going to probably play more on the prop side. I'll probably have, quite frank, well, you know what, even that. I was going to say I was going to have a healthy portion again on Tyrese Halliburton over turnovers, but I don't know how much he's going to play.
Yeah,
it just feels like a hard game to bet because I don't know what to expect from these Pacers.
So one of the things you can take away from it is no matter what, even though he didn't score, it will affect their offense. It just will. So you can start looking at the unders for other guys too. You start looking at overs on turnovers, wherever those turnovers lie. If you're looking for props, I think that's going to hurt him. Although McConnell tends to protect the ball a little bit better, but there will be fewer assists. He's not an assist dude. He's a to the rim and get the layup or maybe a little dish, but he's not going to be kicking for threes. I think your assists are going to be down.
Total's down to 221.5, by the way.
I think that goes to not having him around to kind of facilitate the offense on that side.
And I say if you think the under is the right move, you probably like the Thunder. We talked about the stat. The Pacers have yet to win a game in this series where they didn't score 110 points.
Well, I like the Thunder, but I think the game will be closer. I think it'll be a tighter game or an absolute destruction.
But it's almost like it does feel like rarely does the elimination game end up being a close game?
Right.
Usually it's at some point you say, okay, we've got to just go balls to the wall. We've got to throw everything at it. There's late fouling that like almost like the college games. Like
and then there's the last 5 minutes at home celebrating your guys, giving the applause, and the other team's just scoring, but you don't care. You were down by 5 and you called it at 2 minutes or whatever it is. We call it. We're not going to win this thing. Game gets stretched out. You're benching your guys so they can go get their applause. And before you know it, you lose by 15. You lose by 25.
Yeah. I think 6 is the number now. So they got up to 7s yesterday, dropped back down to 6 today. I think
there'll be late money coming on OKC, though.
Well, there has been in every game except one.
I think by the time we get there, they'll be back 6.5, maybe 7.
If I had to take a play, I'm taking Oklahoma City
to cover,
just because I think they're going to win, and I think often these elimination games can get away from you.
By the numbers, you're right. By the numbers, we have to throw in the heart of a team that's just not going to get embarrassed at home, and I don't know if that's them if Halliburton isn't closing at the end. So this was a tough one. I want this to be a very competitive, well-played game where Indiana leaves everything on the floor. And without Halliburton, it's just not a feasible thing.
Let's see. I'm trying to take a look at some of the last games. So Game 5 last year, closeout game for the Celtics was 106-88.
Yeah.
The year before the finals was the Heat and Nuggets. Let's see what the final game was there.
I seem to recall a little bit closer than that.
Was it? Let me see. I don't know. Here it is. Game 5, 94-89.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe not as bad. It just feels like, and it's kind of the same thing I was talking about in hockey. Teams realize, our season's on the line. We just got to go for broke here, and sometimes that leads to scoring runs for both sides.
And there's also how do teams win? And Oklahoma City wins with their defense, so you can't turn defense off. The defense just keeps coming. And you might, even though the Pacers call off the dogs and they're down by 10, they're not going to stop playing defense because the backup dude wants to go get a steal and a layup in the finals. So that defense predicates more and more. So if it's close or if it's not close enough, it could get desperately wide as the game ends just because Oklahoma City's still going to go for steals, still going to be jumping lines because that's what they do.
Golden State beat the Celtics 103-90. In the last game of their series, so that was in 2023.
I don't remember that Game 7 ever being in doubt. Or not Game 7, but that last game with the Celtics. We knew who the winner was.
Yeah, so again, Game 6 of the Bucks Suns was a 7-point game.
Yeah, that was a hell of a series. That's Phoenix series with the Bucks. That was a hell of a series.
But also, the other thing, while I'm talking about all these games, some of them being blowouts, you also have to remember that typically on paper, these are finals that were well matched.
Mm-hmm.
This one is not.
Right.
So if anyone has a chance to turn into a blowout in the final game, I could see it being this one.
That defense, they just keep rolling, man. You can't turn off man-to-man defense. It's just that's what they do.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's gonna travel. It's the last time that a series was won on the away floor was that Game 6, Golden State beating Boston in 6, won that in TD Garden. So not unprecedented. I think that's the way I'd lean. If I were putting money down on it tonight, I think I'd lean towards Oklahoma City just because I've thought all along they're going to get the job done. Now you've got a clearly hobbled Tyrese Halliburton. You know what? Let's play a little bit of this sound if I can find my sheet.
He's Halliburton. Isn't that brilliant? I didn't make that.
I
stole that.
Why didn't you just say that was yours?
It's too brilliant to take credit for. They would know I didn't come up with something. He's Halliburton.
They asked Tyrese if he plans on playing tonight.
Well, I think it depends on who you ask. I mean, you're asking me, so I think I have to be as smart as I want to be. I have to understand the risks, ask the right questions. But I'm a competitor. I want to play. I'm gonna do everything in my power to play, and that's just what it is. But I mean, I think the answer to that is depending on who you ask.
So, okay, brother. You think somebody's going to tell you not to play? Seriously, if you say you're even halfway there, they're telling you to play. So if you don't play, it's all your decision, man.
I think so, too.
I
don't think a doctor's tale.
They're not hiding your helmet, man. This is Game 7. You could straighten it and be out all summer. No. Nobody going to tell you not to play.
I have a lot of trust in our medical staff. I have a lot of trust in our organization to make the right decision. I think there's been many situations through the course of my career where they've trusted me on my body. And I mean, you're here more than anybody. You know, I'm questionable from time to time throughout the course of the season, and they trust me to make the right decision on my body when the power is in my hands. And you know, I'm going to try my best to do that. But I mean, you understand, I want to be out there, and you know, that's the plan.
I'll be honest. That quote makes me think he doesn't really want to be out there.
I don't know. I think he's being coy. I think they're doing the strategery. Can you imagine where he doesn't? If he walks,
can you imagine the Thunder not preparing for him to be there?
No, I know it. But there's, you know, can you imagine he walks out there and he doesn't suit up and play? Seriously? I mean, I can't imagine unless he is in a wheelchair. Now, the detriment part will be you get to play, but you don't get to go back in because you're hurting our team.
Any thought of if he doesn't play tonight and they go home, any thought of him ever becoming like a real superstar in the NBA is gone.
It'll be tough.
It's over.
It'll be tough. It will be.
Because no one talks about these, like, sitting out an elimination game. That's if you're questionable. Like, I mean, if your leg is snapped, okay.
Keep in mind, I watched LeBron get carried out on a stretcher here in San Antonio because he had bad cramps. So it was a little hot in the stadium. He had bad cramps. So you can outlive it, but
that wasn't Game 4 of the NBA Finals.
We watched, and they ended up. I was thinking of somebody else, Paul Pierce. You know,
Paul Pierce
pooped his pants.
He's a baby.
No, you don't come back from this. If you're capable of movement, you have to play, and I expect that. And I think maybe what he's getting at is that once I play and I'm not capable, and the coaches see it, are they going to sit me down and keep me down?
Well, then they asked Rick Carlisle, "What are you going to do if Halliburton can't play? What am I going to do if Halliburton can't?" Make a shot in Game 6 like he didn't in Game 5? I don't know. What are you going to do, Rick?
Well, we have a plan should he be unable to play. We have a backup plan of a different starter in his place, and if that's the way it goes, then we'll do that, and it's a plan to win.
I'd like to tell you my plan. So you're telling me, Coach, you have a plan?
Yeah, but he's going to keep it a secret because, you know, it most certainly isn't the little white guy that took all his minutes in Game 5 and actually played pretty well.
We call it, it's a super secret plan, AJ. We call it Plan B.
Yes.
I'd like to tell you what Plan B is, but then we'd be giving away trade secrets.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Would you start McConnell or your Belmont boy?
I'd start McConnell. Yeah, he was too good last game.
I'm just saying McConnell means so much off the bench. I mean, he does matter.
It's been a nice spark. I also wouldn't hate it if they went kind of outside the box and gave Nembhard full control of the ball and had Nesmith and Mathurin in the game.
It wouldn't surprise me to see Mathurin do that. You're right, and that was where I was going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in a little bit more scoring, although he's so selfish. Pass the ball, Benny. But I do think they need the offensive punch, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that the way they go.
I do feel like Nembhard is like the Pacers. Part of what lets them push the pace that they do is they have really two kind of interchangeable point guards. And either one of those guys can bring the ball. It's been a lot of Halliburton in the playoffs, but during the regular season, Nembhard shared those responsibilities, and he's very good.
Oh, he was a revelation against the Knicks. He played really well, but he's had some stinkers. He's made some dumb mistakes, and so I can see why they're a little reticent.
So is Halliburton.
But you've got it. You got to play him, and your best five, I think, includes Mathurin. I
think so too.
When we're at their best, he's out there, so I would start him.
So Turner, Siakam, Nesmith, Mathurin, and Nembhard.
And keep McConnell and his sixth man, seventh man role, but probably more minutes. He probably will see 5, 6, 8 more minutes than he's used to.
I'd say 28, 29 minimum.
But the substitution pattern will remain the same to start the game. He'll come in at his normal spot, but I do sense he'll play a lot more than he's accustomed to.
They asked Mark Daigneault about what can they do to eliminate distractions at this point in the season.
Indiana's only thinking about Game 6. That's the position they're in. And so if you get caught thinking about 4 different things, including Game 6, then they're going to have the psychological advantage in the game. And so that's our challenge in the game. It's easier said than done, but that's where we need to exist mentally.
Okay.
It's the right thing. I mean, it's so difficult to take a man's stuff. And these are men. And you're going to go in there, you're going to take their stuff and lock the door and say the season's done. It's hard.
It ain't easy. I looked back at some of the other closeout games. 106-93 was the Lakers. That was in the bubble, so
I don't count that. That's fake.
Okay.
But when was the last road win? It was the Celtics?
It was the Warriors over the Celtics.
Yeah, the Warriors-Celtics were. Yeah. And what was the lineup? What was the spread on that? Like 9 points?
Yes. Yeah.
That might be the best representation of what we're headed toward. Probably 9-10.
That's kind of where I lean to. Right around that double-digit mark. Probably not dissimilar to last game.
But but if it was at home, if this was a Game 6 in OKC,
they'd win by 30. Yeah,
I don't think it would be over and done with.
When the Warriors now. It's tough in a sweep because I think by the time the Warriors beat the Cavs, I think by the time Game 4 came around, the Cavs knew what was what.
Yeah, when you're down 3-0,
they had rolled over.
Yeah, we'll
108-85.
We'll give it the college try for 40 minutes or 20 minutes, but after that, no.
But here's one thing I think about the Thunder. The Thunder, because this is what they've done all year long, is just keep piling on. And like I said, they won't take their foot off the gas. They will not. If they're up by 20, they'll try to win by 30, which is something I appreciate about that team.
Yes, and if I'm Dagnall, I'm talking to my star very quietly on the side. Your boy just got 40.
Yeah.
I'm telling him, like, you're the star here. Tonight's your night. Tonight, and I'm telling him, tonight is your night.
But also, there's a world where the Pacers, if things start to unravel,
he doesn't play.
I wouldn't be surprised if the flag gets waved and
if that would my intention if I'm Dagnall is I want you to get 40 tonight. I want you to put an exclamation point at the end of this series, and I want there to be, like I said yesterday, no doubt that you're the MVP, and if you play like the MVP, there will be no doubt that we're the best team in the world. Go do it.
2017.
Man, that's been a minute.
9-point win in the finals. That's Golden State over Cleveland. That was in Oakland. So I don't know. It just feels like typically these games tend to get away from the losing team when they and because I think the Thunder win tonight. 6 is a number I think I'm going to have to just be comfortable with. I'm not going to play it as heavy as I've played some of the other games. Certainly not as heavy as I played last game, even though last game made me sweat quite a bit. But I will Game 2 was my favorite game of all time. After losing Game 1 outright, I said, "Oh, they're gonna murder them in Game 2," and they did. I am a little afraid of how well Indiana's played at home. That does concern me a little bit, but just because it seems like all the circumstantial stuff is pointing at Oklahoma City finishing the job tonight. I'm going to go ahead and say that they can get a little bit of margin.
As far as DFS goes, I like Shea over more on everything. I do think for 3 quarters he will be unleashed now, and he'll have to get it all in 3 quarters. But if he's as they are successful as I expect, 4th quarter might be a breeze.
I think there's a couple of unders that I liked. I was looking at. I'll probably play multiple unders on Tyrese just because I think because the playing time is in question. You can get under 1.5 3-pointers made, and you can get like almost 2-to-1 on that. And then you can get TJ McConnell over 10.5 points. I kind of like that too. I think those are a little bit correlated. But some of the unders that I like Obi under 1.5 3-pointers made in this game. I like another one.
I mean, he is at home. This is a rim he likes.
I know. I like Siakam after the bad turnover game on the road. I'm going to go under 2.5 turnovers for him. he had been under 2.5 turnovers in 20 straight playoff games, and then he had 6 in the last game. Now, the scary part about that is, was he asked to do more because Halliburton was not available?
No, he had some dumb turnovers. Those were on him. And I think now more than ever, he's not going to be asked to hold the ball. He's going to be asked to shoot the ball. If there's no, he's going to be given the opportunity to score. Now, whether he finishes through, we'll see. But this guy's going to get 20. That's where I'm looking. Turnovers. Look at his points. He's going to have to score.
So I'm going to go under 2.5 turnovers for him is my favorite play. But I do think he's going to be the key scorer for them.
He has to, yeah.
So I'm interested to see how this plays out tonight. It's a rare game where I'm actually interested to see if Indiana can hang with them on their floor, how much the floor plays into it, because generally, my thoughts on this series. I don't think these teams are even close to each other. And what we've seen is kind of more of an anomaly than anything so far. And I know that, it's happened, so it's not like I can pretend it hasn't, but it doesn't change my opinion that the Thunder are a significantly world's better team than this Pacers team. And we have just gotten caught up in a moment where the Pacers have hit a hot streak and we're all wowed by it. Mm-hmm. But what they are is what they are. And what they are is a far less talented team than this Oklahoma City team.
Let's just hope they get a little home cooking and keep it interesting through 3 quarters.
I'll take that and then run away fourth quarter.
That's all I'm asking.
That works for me. Friend, we have 1 hour of programming left.
On a holiday version.
I mean, it's unbelievable, really, when you think about the commitment for guys like us to be here on a special day like Juneteenth, a federal holiday, mind you, where, like, even soldiers slept in today.
Yep.
But us, no.
We're like first responders.
We're here working. We really are.
But different.
I don't want to say we're heroes, but if you said it, I wouldn't disagree. We'll be back for the last hour, 94.1.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
The International Hot Rod Association Outlaw Nitro Series is back. 5 events, 3 locations, 1 explosive season. Funny cars, promos. You are in the stands. Get your tickets now at IHRA.com. That's IHRA.com.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District knows that life moves fast and the last thing you want is to miss out due to an illness. Vaccines are safe and help your immune system fight off serious disease that can stop or change your plans. They protect you, the people you love, and can prevent you from getting sick. Let's get vaccinated, because when it comes to your health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country, it all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Payout via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a new trouble spot on the east side. I-10 eastbound approaching Zool Road. This wreck is in the right lane already. A 25-minute delay that has you slow from Graytown. 410 Frontage Road southbound as you approach Lakeside Parkway on the west side. That wreck is just cleared. On 35 northbound Conrad's Kohlenberg, Homel County, giving reports of a stall now off to the shoulder. If you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line and we'll check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Indiana Pacers are on the brink of elimination, and all-star guard Tyrese Halliburton is questionable. A game-time decision after suffering a strained right calf in the Game 5 loss. In other NBA news, the Buss family have entered into an agreement to sell the majority stake of the Los Angeles Lakers to current Dodgers owner Mark Walter. The $10 billion sale price is the largest professional sports franchise valuation in the world. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Might be onto something here, Rob.
You're playing.
I am.
See, what happens in the middle of the summer for these, I'm not going to say degenerate because that's not the right term, but for the daily players, you start kind of trying to pull things from disparate parts of the sporting universe. So what's this parlay you're putting together here?
Because I worry a little bit about the 6 points, but I do think the Thunder win tonight.
So you take the money line with the Thunder.
The Thunder are minus 235.
Mm-hmm.
The Tigers got rained out yesterday on Scooble Day. Okay. So now Scooble's on an extra day arrest, and he's still playing the Pirates.
Okay, so that was a better look than, okay.
Minus 305.
So you're going to have to spend some money or parlay some two or three together.
If you parlay them together, it's minus 112.
Okay. I appreciate this. This is the kind of expert guidance that our folks listen for, because I would have never thought to rope these three together or two together.
Yeah. So, like, Jimmy down the hall, he comes in. He's like, I got a...
Because he had the Pacers in 7 to win it all.
No, he came in before Game 5 and said, I got $50 on the money line tonight on the Thunder.
But
the Thunder were at home, and they were like a minus 400 favorite. So he bet his $50, and he made like $8. And I'm like, why would you do that? But now I think the Thunder win, so I take that, parlay it with Skubal, who I can't lose to the Pirates. Tarek Skubal can't lose to the Pirates. Paul Skeens isn't pitching for the Pirates
May I
today.
remind you that the Colorado Rockies have won how many straight games?
They've won 4 games
it's
in a row.
weird world we live in.
Right, but the Rockies don't have Tarek Skubal.
There is that. Neither do the Nats.
The Nationals don't either, yeah. So that basically gets me to a minus 110. I feel like there's some decent value there.
That's
why I'm
some
gonna
fun.
roll with.
That's why you listen to us.
There you go. That's see what my book will take on that.
I wonder if Skubal in his wildest dreams ever thought he would be paired in a parlay
with an NBA Finals
game? NBA Finals game.
An elimination game, perhaps?
You should mail him the ticket.
Maybe so.
This
you think
is
he'd sign it for me?
You have made it.
Scoobly doobly. He's like, I think I've made it. So this Cy Young Award, I didn't make it. No,
secondary. You were picked by AJ in a weird parlay on
you're my guy.
Juneteenth morning.
Now you're my guy.
That's the level you'd look for.
That's right. Oh, I wonder if there's any.
Maybe there's some. Let's see. Is there some WNBA you can throw in there? Is there a Caitlin over and under we could get in?
I don't know what's going on in lady basketball. That's a Daily Lines question, Rob. We're gonna have to wait on that. Lady basketball, and plus lady basketball is a scary thing to wager on these days.
All these fights. It's too violent for me.
Yeah, it's a brutal game.
It is brutal.
It's a brutal. The New York Liberty are minus 675 favorites.
So, who are they playing?
The Phoenix Mercury.
God.
But they aren't even the biggest favorite on the board today. The Indiana Fever.
There we go. Some Caitlin money. Come on.
Indiana on the road. 11.5-point favorites. So they are minus 700 against the expansion Golden State Valkyries.
So you think the Valkyries got a pulse? Anything in there?
I don't know. I like the Liberty better than the Fever. Just because, the Liberty are at home. If I'm going to take a huge favorite in a parlay piece, if they lose, I'm going to at least let them lose at home.
Well, the Liberty are stock full of genuine badasses. They don't lose like that.
Redbird's junkie, you would understand this better than me. I don't know what Goblin is. He said if you pay Goblins on Prize Picks, Skubal strikeout Goblin is 6.5.
I know. I was looking at the
number.
Goblin is you get the green dude or the red dude.
Okay.
And the green dude's probably going to happen. The red dude, it probably ain't going to happen. But you can bet it's a freebie.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those cheapies.
Yeah, 6.5.
That's the Goblin. Would you agree with that?
He's going to have more than 6.5 strikeouts.
So it's probably not going to happen, right? So that's why it's a Goblin. So bet the more.
Okay, so it's like a discounted thing or something?
It's a freebie for you. It's a little gimme something. They're like, we're going to give you a low number. It could happen, probably not. So you can throw that in on one of your.
I would bet against the Pirates. He's either 8.5 or 9.5. So
See, we can't do that with the Prize Picks. It's only him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the only.
No, you can get innings.
No, I'm saying like if there wasn't a Goblin on it, his normal number should be.
Pull it up. I didn't have his up, and I should.
Yeah, I would bet against the Pirates either 8.5 or 9.5. So 6.5, you got to play that. That's a good deal. Okay. His regular line is 8.5.
Yeah.
Goblins are alt lines. So what he's saying is Goblins are the easy way to hit it.
Yes.
And the Demon is a boosted play because it's harder.
I was confused. I thought the Goblin was the Demon.
No,
I hadn't switched.
You pick the Goblin or the Demon.
There's the green dude and the red dude. That's all I know.
The Goblin is an easier play to hit. The Demon is a tougher one to hit. Okay, I get that now. 6.5. That's easy, baby. That's easy money, baby. Cash money. But it is wild that like 6.5, which is like a normal strikeout prop for pitchers. That's the reduced play.
That's Scoobly Doobly.
No, what a guy. That's Scooble. What a guy. We've been talking about all the great guys we've talked about today. Tarek Scooble right there with Ace Bailey. Did you see what Shedeur Sanders is getting into? Anybody who questions Shedor's speed should stop.
Well, okay. Do we know the platform for this 100-mile-an-hour? Do we know what he's driving?
101 miles an hour, black Dodge TRX truck.
Oh, all right.
101 and a 60 at 12:24 a.m.
That's a Texan. At least he's in a pickup.
He has to either pay a $250 fine or fight the ticket in Strongsville, Ohio. I feel like I'd pay the $250, but he is a fifth-round pick. So maybe I don't know what his money's looking like right now.
I recommend Take defensive driving.
You don't want that hit on your insurance, obviously.
Yeah, man, you're going to be paying through the nose.
You think he's honest question? Do you think Shador is still on Deion's car insurance?
No.
Phone plan.
Yeah, I do.
Sure.
I'm sure he's on the phone plan.
For sure. That's funny. It's funny to think about these guys, like grown-ass men who are still on their parents' phone plans.
I don't blame him one bit, but get off your parents' If you're hearing me now, if you're on your parents' phone plan, get off the phone plan.
Are your kids on yours?
Yes.
Oh, both?
Both of them, yeah. What are you going to do?
I mean, it's time.
I agree.
Jack's getting married.
At that moment, you know what, though? I guess it'll happen.
It has to happen
I would assume, right?
Because they have to have a joint
They
plan.
can have their own plans. I would like to think that'll happen, but if get off your parents' phone plan. Don't make them throw you off.
Yeah.
Because, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. My brother was on my dad's phone plan until he was like, I don't know, 27.
Well, I've got a 28-year-old who's still on mine. So
this is the time when I came to be in charge of my dad's finances. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? You're still on his car insurance and his phone plan?
Oh, what a great gig he had.
Are you kidding me? Oh, I don't know. And my brother makes good money.
I never even thought about it.
He could have done it, but he's just like, I don't know.
He won't mind if I say this, but I've told this story before. We were having Mike Golick Jr. on one day, and he called in on the phone line, and you could see the caller ID, and it was his mother's name. I'm like, dude, you're in your 30s, and you're making good money. Get off your mom's phone plan.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell no.
Well, you can tell when I get a text from Vic, it always says recommended name Tisha Brown. So it's his wife's the phone plan's in his wife's name, and Vic's just he's an add-on.
Well, he's a friend and family.
That's right. Alexandra said she's on her son's phone plan.
It's on her son's. Well, maybe.
What?
See, that's the way it should go. Now, I'm down with that one.
Oh, Josh says Jack's just going to add his wife to your phone plan. Babe, why did our phone bill go up? Well, Jack got married. What are you going to do?
Now I'm getting all these airdrops from Annalisa. I don't even know how this happened.
Jose said Zach Edey was also driving 101. Was he?
What?
Were they racing? That'd be awesome if they were.
Yeah, back home in Indiana, yeah.
He got a ticket for what kind of vehicle was Zach Edey in?
A Lambo.
They folded him
I don't know what he could fit in, but yeah.
Probably another TRX pickup.
Yeah. Although you'd be surprised if you. And I don't know what the money's like for Zachy. I mean, rookie contract. He's probably doing okay.
Yeah, he made some money in Purdue too. He's got millions in the bank.
But you can get those. You can get pretty much any car customized. Like Derek Lewis, who is
big man,
a large man. I've been in his Lamborghini.
Did he have to take the front seat out and sit in the back?
They customized it to where the seat fits him, like where there's nothing behind it, but the seat fits him.
Yeah,
so they can do just about anything.
To have that much money and be able to get anything you wanted, and you can't fit.
Yeah,
that would suck.
Yeah, like imagine if you were 7'5" or whatever, and you're like, you know what I really love to do? I'd love to ride a motorcycle cross country, but you can't.
No.
Because what motorcycle would look normal when you're 7'5"?
You look like me on a pony.
Yeah, like the whole time your feet are dragging, like it's impossible.
Although
you put your feet up on the rest and they're like in front of the tire. They hit the bumper in front of you before.
I've never actually seen him, but I do know that at one point in Tim Duncan's life, he motorcycled across. Was it Argentina?
I was going to say Bolivia or something
I didn't even know he did that.
With Tiago Splitter.
Oh, that
he
sounds
and
about
Splitter
right.
went and rode motorcycle across someplace in South America. Maybe it was Brazil. I don't know where it was. But I'd like to see him on a motorcycle.
I want to know what it looks like.
Look like a clown.
If this is true, Redbirds, Zach was caught speeding in a Kia Sorento.
Get the hell out of here. That's downhill with a drop from a plane.
A Kia with a 300-pound man in it was going over 100 miles an hour.
I don't think at terminal velocity it would get that fast.
I find that shocking. I will say this. It's not a big deal. It's 100 miles an hour. I've gotten tickets for going 100 miles an hour before. It's not like
we're still talking Kia, though.
No, I'm talking about back to Shador.
No, 100 isn't that bad, man. I'd do that fast up on the turnpike by Austin.
But going back to that, like, you're in a battle in camp. It's not a good thing, like, to have your name in the news for something non-football.
No, it never is, especially when you're carrying a bit of I wouldn't say history. but you are carrying
You're
a bit
more heavily
of
scrutinized than anybody else who's picked in the 5th round.
And to this point, he's never done anything wrong. He's done some childish things, but he hadn't done anything illegal. And, of all the grand scheme,
but it
he's
is
a kid with a nice car.
Now, mind you, the Browns are dummies, so they're not going to care. But when you're choosing who makes the team and who doesn't, like, everything has to go into consideration.
Absolutely.
And decision-making off the field is one of those things. And, again, this isn't a huge deal, but
until it is.
If you're willing to do this,
yeah,
where do you draw the line?
You've shown me you don't make good decisions all the time.
It's good to know that he was if he was drinking, he wasn't cited for that.
Yeah.
Because that, oh, my God, can you imagine? That would have been the end of it. That would have been it.
It literally would have been. It would have been the end of him in Cleveland for sure.
Yeah.
There's no surviving that because he does have a reputation, deserved or not.
So, yeah, maybe not fair, but he's got to either pay that $250 or he can go into mayor's court on July 3rd. Oh, he's like, it's a holiday weekend. Do I want to go?
Well, he doesn't have to go. His lawyer could go.
Just pay the $250, bro. Just pay the $250. All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on in the world outside of sports. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How you feel this morning? Did you wake up in pain? Is there something that's literally keeping you out of your life? If it is, stop. It's 2025. There's a fix out there. It's called Orasti. Orasti providers are all around San Antonio. There's one close to you. If you want to prove it, go to Orasti.com and look at the map. They are there to do one thing, and that's to get you out of pain in ways that you might not have considered. See, Orasti is a method of treatment. It's a certification. It is earned by medical professionals after they've already become medical professionals. So you're dealing with chiropractors and general practitioners and physical therapists and the like, and they chose to get the Orasti certification because it works, and it works fast. And it works in ways you didn't think about. And it doesn't have anything to do with medications to hide or dull the pain. It doesn't have anything to do with surgery. It's your body fixing itself, and it works fast. On average, under 4 visits, and I'm living proof. So if you're dealing with a sprained ankle, a soft tissue injury, a lower back issue, maybe it's tension, frozen shoulders, all kinds of issues can be fixed with Orastis and really, really quickly. Here's the things you need to know. You don't need a referral to go. You can go ahead and go right now today. Call them now. It's 1-800-404-6050. The website is Orasti.com, and you can schedule there as well. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Orasti. They're going to get you fixed and fixed fast, and when they do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, still have this accident on the far east side that's causing a 45-minute delay. I-10 eastbound as you approach Zool Road. The roadway is reduced to 1 lane. We've got an accident that's got you slow from Graytown. On 35 northbound FM 1102, disabled vehicle off to the shoulder and downtown. On 35 upper level, southbound Alamo to Laredo Street, that's closed with roadwork. Traffic is being forced to take the lower level. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Alex.
Hello.
We've been trying to track you down. I don't know if you've noticed that. Do you have any idea why?
Something to do with the radio thing.
Every month we're doing a giveaway. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Giveaway? What you giving away, man?
$25,000.
Alex Jackson of Pensacola, Florida is the latest winner of Give Me the Vin's Big Cash Giveaway.
Are you for real?
Every time that you sell a car to Give Me the Vin, you go into a drawing for that month. And dude, you won.
That's great, man. I'm having a baby boy in about 3 months. That's a lot of diapers, man.
Name him John Clay.
Okay.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. Saturday, June 28th. Mark your calendars for a pre-4th of July one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre waterfront properties starting at $99,900. Yes, $99,900. With a barn dominium from just $169,900. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening Saturday, June 28th. 1+ acre Texas coastal waterfront, $99.9. With barn dominium, just $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Don't wait another minute. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Freedom starts with land, and land like this won't last long.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders. Our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
In the Diddy trial, got a special treat yesterday.
Did Ye show up again?
No, even better. You know, it's what you hear all this boring testimony, and it's like, oh God, when's the good stuff coming?
A little porn.
The jury got a break from that so they could watch some of the alleged freak-off videos.
Oh my God, how'd you like to have to sit through that?
Now it wasn't available for everyone to see, but it was everyone on the jury got to watch. The prosecutor asked a special agent to verify a list of hotels where Diddy allegedly hosted his freak-offs with Cassie and male escorts. The agent went down the list describing the hotels and the freak-off videos. pertaining to the corresponding locations. Then the prosecutor queued up 3 freak-off videos. Each of them ran between 11 to 12 minutes, who were given headphones to listen to the audio. No one in the gallery nor the attorneys was able to see or hear the clips. While the jury only got to see about 30 seconds of each clip, it seemed like there was an impact. It said it was so quiet you could hear a pin drop in the courtroom, which as a result, everyone in the gallery could hear moaning and other sexual noises bleeding from the headphones. We're told one juror, an older woman, looked visibly disturbed and shook her head at what she was watching. A male juror stared intently at the video monitors with his elbow on an armrest and his chin on his hand. And the only audible reaction came from a younger juror who giggled when the first image flashed on the screen.
She saw the Tootsie Roll.
Diddy is so cooked.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. This is...
I need to go to this trial.
Oh,
how do you get in there?
I'm so interested in this. What a life it would be.
Speaking of trials, yesterday the news was dominated by this chick that got off up in, was it Massachusetts?
Yeah.
For... allegedly, evidently didn't,
yeah.
Kill her cop husband, run over him or whatever.
Yeah.
I hadn't been paying close enough attention to this.
Yeah, it turns out this cop that got killed in Massachusetts, I believe it was, it turns out a couple other cops killed him and then tried to pin it on his girlfriend. But unfortunately, the cops were dumb and were still texting each other about, make sure you drop off some fake evidence.
I know but why everybody was bought in on this. So now they're going to chase the cops? Or is that the next?
My guess is it has to. Yeah.
I love a sequel.
Yes. Tommy Lee, who recently, he and his wife, Brittany Ferlin, got divorced after 6 years of blissful marriage.
Man, it's too bad.
And apparently it has a lot to do with another ex. Pamela Anderson.
Oh, see, true love never dies.
You know what? And I see, this is where I'm so torn, because so often I'm like, why do these women do this crazy stuff to their face to try and stay looking young? But then, then I see what's happened to Pamela Anderson, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. So I don't know. I can't have it both ways, I suppose. But apparently, Tommy Lee, his obsession with Pam had lasted so long that his wife couldn't take it any longer. Now, obviously,
just watches Baywatch reruns over and over.
He always looked at Pam as the one who got away. Brittany was very hurt by this. They have 2 sons together. They've also, they have a sex tape together. They were only married 3 years before getting a divorce. But Tommy would, apparently they say that he had a scar. This is sources. They had a scar that no one could heal. Yeah. And they still keep in touch, obviously, because they share 2 sons. And he swore to Brittany he had no interest in getting back together with her. But when he was in a bad mood, he'd always say things to stir up jealousy with her. And then when he began to drink again, Pam confronted Brittany. She felt that she enabled his drinking, and the 2 women obviously didn't get along. But after Pam accused her of keeping Tommy drunk, that now she's being blamed for this. Now, of course, Pam, it says, always will have a soft spot for the father of the boys, but that's where it ends. That door's been closed and locked for a long time, and I don't plan on opening it again.
Oh, well.
But yeah, there's still feelings there.
I hope they get back to. Did you see the movie that?
The other movie,
the one with
Seth
I saw
Rogen.
that one too, with Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I saw it. I thought that was very good.
I knew that even then they were going to get back together.
I did kind of feel bad. It's a little sad that they got their privacy incredibly violated. But
they were the first.
The world needed to know.
And man, oh man, do we know about Tommy now? Who knew he was walking around with 3 drumsticks all the time?
The world had drumsticks.
Yeah. Well, one played the bass drum.
That was a kick drum.
That's a big old stick.
That's right. Ozzy Osbourne, who, as we talked about the other day, is going on his last show. This is an interesting move. I don't know that it has happened before, but he is selling his DNA to a handful of fans, giving them the chance to clone him should they wish to do it. He is 76 years old. He's teamed up with a drinks company in order to recycle him forever.
What?
Ozzy struck a deal with Liquid Death. His DNA will be available on 10 limited edition iced tea cans, quite fittingly named Infinite Ozzy. But they're selling his actual DNA, so you can recycle him forever. That's what it says. But there are people they're saying like these cans will be crushed and sealed, and there are people who are inevitably going to try and make a baby out of this, something. I've got no idea.
Have you ever seen the movie The Boys from Brazil, where they tried to clone
I've
Hitler?
not.
But they were going to clone Hitler.
Oh, well, that seems like a great idea.
So maybe this is the same idea.
All right.
Let's clone Ozzy. Just in 25 short years.
I mean, we can agree Ozzy does more good for the world than Hitler.
I would think. Certainly a better singer.
Oh, yeah. I
assume.
don't know. I've never heard Hitler sing now that I think about it, but I would imagine. I mean, I don't think he ever got a record deal.
No, I think Ozzy's probably a better singer.
I think so, too.
Certainly can play the guitar better.
Yeah, so if you want Ozzy's DNA, if you're one of the 10 highest
DNA
bidders,
like? Is it like a hair?
I don't know.
Do we get is it like a swab from underneath the?
Knowing Ozzy, he's probably urinated on the can.
My fear is it's like a gonad DNA.
He rubbed his balls on the outside of the can.
I don't want that in my can.
Well, I mean, can's the can. What do you mean? You just take you take what you
Spit
get.
in it. And you just spit in the water. A little bit of
Hawk Tua.
Here's some of my DNA.
Or maybe the old fashioned.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm not sure I want this DNA.
Yeah, that it doesn't sound great. I don't want the DNA, but there's people out there who do. I guess it's not for me. But
I've seen his kids. I'm not impressed.
No,
the DNA didn't work out as well as I would have hoped.
But also, you can be assured that these won't be available for long. These things will be snatched up.
Your child reminds me a lot of Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh well, yeah, that's because he's the father.
Oh my God.
A woman was killed in Manhattan after she jumped onto the tracks of a subway. Now, she wasn't trying to commit suicide when she did this. She just really had to pee.
Oh, did she pee on the third rail?
No, she was peeing when the train approached. And it's one of those things like you're trying to cut it off, but it just wouldn't stop. And
I always heard women could cut it off.
I thought so too, but she tried to scramble back to the platform as the train approached. Didn't quite make it. And
that'll ruin your day.
No, it'll just kill you.
Well,
You'll die.
If I watch that.
I mean, imagine like
you're crazy if you're doing that, right?
Imagine going to have to tell this gal's parents, "Hey, your 24-year-old daughter has passed away." Oh my God, what happened? Well, she was peeing in front of on a subway track.
Was she homeless?
No, she was not. You were asking me. I was still playing the bit, but no.
She wasn't homeless?
No.
So she just climbed down. Okay.
And
calling the flock on this.
Finally, I don't know how much have you seen of this guy from Minnesota. He's all over Instagram and TikTok, I guess. Who's riding? He was riding his bicycle across the Middle East, and he was in Iran when everything hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's like
stuck,
trying to hide out and like escape Iran.
No. And we're keeping track with him on Facebook Live?
Yes. And meanwhile, he's wearing like a sweatshirt that says Minnesota hockey on it. And it's like, you might want to take that off because he's like
getting a field.
I would get a tan as soon as possible. I would buy the local garb, whatever you got to do to fit in.
What was that movie that had Gene Hackman and where the pilot was shot down in Serbia and he had to get out? We got to do that for this cat. with Owen Wilson and Gene Hackman.
I know what you're talking about.
I think we're going to have to do that with this cat. I'm going to send in SEAL Team 6.
Well, yeah, basically, that's what we got to do. Somebody's going to have to save him, but also,
why the hell are you riding a bike through Iran anyway?
Yeah, good question. See, this is why I people make fun of me when I say like, oh, I don't go to countries where they hate America, which by the way, I realize now has really limited my travel options. But I don't do it for this reason. Any little escalation, and now not only am I in a place where they don't like me, I can now be used as a negotiator. Yeah, I can be locked in a cage. I ain't looking for that, all right? I can barely fit in an airplane seat. I ain't looking to be locked in a tiger cage.
So you're locked in a cage giving SOS with your blinks? Help me.
I don't know Morse code, so I'd be screwed. I think this is why you don't do that. Just take it easy, guys. There's no need to be in Iran. You don't need to be there. You're not gonna get any. You're not gonna become Zen. You're not gonna. It's not worth it. Not worth the squeeze. And finally, the U.S. government is going to drop a guideline that has long been in place. The U.S. government expected to eliminate from its dietary guidelines the long-standing recommendation that adults limit alcohol consumption to 1 or 2 drinks per day.
It's not unhealthy if we decide it's not.
Yeah, you decide your own truth. They're saying this could be a major win for an industry threatened by heightened scrutiny of alcohol's health effects. The updated dietary guidelines for Americans, which could be released as early as this month, are expected to include a brief statement encouraging Americans to drink in moderation or limit alcohol intake due to associated health risks, but it is not going to recommend 1 to 2 drinks per day like it has in the past. This sounds to me like a big old envelope got slid over somewhere.
Yes. So suddenly it's healthy.
It's not healthy, but it's certainly not as unhealthy as we thought it once was, is what they're saying.
Just tell us, look, we're not going to tell you what to do. Don't try to lie to me and say it's not bad. I think we know.
Do you really need to put 1 or 2? Can you just put
some?
Limit it moderately?
Don't have a lot.
Because if my wife says, I'm okay with you having 1 beer tonight out at the bar, okay, that sucks. And then if I'm wasted, she says, you said you're gonna have 1 beer. But if she says, just be moderately responsible, that there's a lot of wiggle room there.
Doesn't mean it's any better for you.
But there's a lot of wiggle room though. Now the alcohol industry is just saying, we just want that wiggle room. We want you, the U.S. government, to be the wife and say, you can handle it. You know how much you can handle.
In a world of in the purest libertarian view, that's how it should be.
Of course.
We lost our minds when up in New York they decided, you know what, you can't buy a 44-ounce Coke. It's not healthy for you. And it's true, it's not healthy for you, but who are you to say?
Yeah.
So in the grand scheme, I get it.
Ben says Behind Enemy Lines is the name of that movie.
That's it. Great movie. We're going to have to get this dude running.
Alexandra says Karen Reed, in my opinion, she did it, just paid good money for a good defense. Well, the other police texts are kind of damning.
I'm gonna have to go watch. Is there a Lifetime on this?
There will be. There'll be a Netflix on it, I'm sure.
I have no idea what's going on.
But right now, it's real life.
Wow.
In the real world. No, I tend to believe her, and usually I think women are more likely to kill their husbands.
Well, that's a true statement.
So, but no, I give her the benefit of the doubt, I think. But I also think that Scott Peterson shouldn't be in prison, even though he probably killed his wife. There was no proof that he did.
No.
At some point, you got to prove it.
Yeah, well.
You can't just go
why you out rowing your boat out in the middle of the water on Christmas Eve? Just fishing.
Just fishing.
Hanging out.
Prove otherwise, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't. They're like,
oh, well, we never.
No. You know what? It's close enough. You're done.
Yeah, well.
All right, let's hit our last break of the day. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show the way we always do by taking a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm going to ask you a question you might not have been asked before. How's your water? If you think about the water that's coming out of any of the spigots, either inside or outside of your house, how is it? Is it something that you're proud to drink, that you put in a glass that's crystal clear and taking care of you, your family, your lawn, all that? If that's the case, carry on. But, down here in South Texas, if you don't have the right water treatment system, you're just asking for all kinds of trouble, from everything from the stuff you see on your dishes and in your bathroom and on any sink basin to the crud that builds up in your pipes. And I haven't begun to talk about your appliances. If you're not taking care of them, they're not taking care of you. And this is where Connecticut comes in, because they've been part of my life, part of my Texas life. For as long as I can remember, I've had a Connecticut in my home. I have one now. And, most people, when you hear Connecticut, you think very best, and that's very true. But the fact of the matter is they're easily attainable, they're cost-effective, and if you don't have one, why not? Now's the chance. Connecticut's got a deal going right now that is very difficult to beat. Best I've ever seen. Think of this. For the next 90 days, you can have a Connecticut water softener, the best in the business, in your home at no cost to you at all if your home is already plumbed for a water treatment system. At the 90th day, if it's time to buy, and I'm sure it will be, not only are you going to get a great deal on the water treatment system itself with approved credit, you got no money down, and you got $400 in your old water treatment system, and a gift, a reverse osmosis drinking station. Goes on your sink. It'll match your decor. It's beautiful. Hey, man, I had to pay for it. You'll get it free. What I'm getting at is there's never been a better time to treat your home, your pipes, your appliances to the very best, and that's Connecticut. Call them today at 656-PURE, that's P-U-R-E, or go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. But if you want the very best, you're looking to have everything you need to take care of your home and all the water, that's a Connecticut. Call them today. Thank me later.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
You're at the stadium. Right below us over yonder, there's a sign where you can buy mystery balls.
I want to see what the hell they are, though.
We're not talking about some morning show cat, I can tell you that. But those were a mystery to Mr. Hoffman.
The cat's balls?
I don't know, that was a mystery or an infatuation.
Yeah, I think it was an infatuation.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jane has 150,000 miles on her truck, and she's proud of that. Jane's secret? AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help her find the right parts. Jane's brother Josh only cares that his car starts and goes, but when it doesn't, he also goes to AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help with free services. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Help UTSA football make history. Pack the Dome for the Battle of I-35 on September 6th. From now until June 26th, tickets to the Texas State game are 35% off. The Roadrunners are looking to break the all-time home attendance record of 56,743 fans set in the inaugural game in 2011. Be there. Visit goutsa.com/tickets or call 210-458-8872 to take advantage of this 35% offer. Be part of history. Birds up.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1, baby. Wrapping it up on your day off, probably. Yes, I hope you guys are enjoying the day. I want everybody to have a good day, good holiday.
Go to the pool. Grab a cooler. Go hang out by the pool.
What are you going to do for the rest of the day, Edwin?
I don't know. Sleep, maybe.
Sleep.
You don't have any kind of barbecue? Nothing going on? With the
No, no cookout.
No cookouts
No.
going on? It's kind of hard to go on a Thursday unless you're taking Friday, too.
Yeah, but I feel like for the culture, you should have something planned, Edwin. This is the government has made this holiday for your people to celebrate.
Well, not us.
We're all celebrating.
Oh yeah,
We're the only. Well, outside of KTSA, we're the only other people in the building.
That's true. Oh well, you knew those guys were going to work today. They didn't think holiday schmoliday.
Yeah, they're hardworking types.
Us, we now, mind you, I would tell you. You normally at the end of the day, I say listen to Blitz. Can't
Not today. No.
But we will have the NBA Finals on, right?
Yes, we will.
So that's a fine alternative. Who needs the Blitz when you got the NBA Finals? All right, let's wrap up the show the way we always do. Even on holidays, we take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Oklahoma City, 6-point road favorites in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Total is back up to 222. It's been bouncing between 221.5 and 223. I think this one probably gets out of hand, but I've hedged a little by also having a parlay where I just need them to win, because I do feel like the other leg of that parlay is almost unbeatable.
Yeah,
I should never think like that, but I do.
It's been a crazy series, but it appears to me that Oklahoma City has figured out what needs to be done to beat this team in a fairly easy manner, and I kind of expect that to happen. But
you said it at the beginning, Rob. In a 7-game series, the best team wins. It was never in doubt who the best team was.
So I
it doesn't say the best team doesn't lose a couple games. Sometimes they do.
And they'll mitigate. It won't be I don't think it'll be a blowout, but without Halliburton, man, this could get really out of hand really fast. It really could.
I'm going to go 115 to 104.
That'd probably be about right. But I'll tell you, if it gets to 115, it could be 125. You know what I mean? It could roll really out of hand because OKC, they don't take their foot off the gas. They beat you, and they keep scoring. They don't hold the ball. They don't rest up in a zone and let you kind of shoot. No, they're playing man-to-man to the whistle.
And they don't empty their bench until you do.
Right.
Once you wave the flag, they'll wait till the next whistle, and then they'll take their guys off the court because your scrubs that you just put in, they're going to feel this too.
So the last road title take was Golden State in Boston, and they took it by 9.
Yeah.
That feels very much like this. That feels like a number that I'm comfortable with.
I think that's about right, too. Yeah. Major League Baseball. We don't have hockey to talk anymore, friends. Oh, R.I.P. hockey.
Done and done.
The Minnesota Twins. There's a lot of doubleheaders today because apparently in some parts of the country there's bad weather. Wah. So we got a lot of the same guys we thought were going to pitch yesterday or pitching today. Chris Paddock goes for the Twins. They're at Cincinnati. Nick Martinez going for the Reds. Cincinnati at -115. Tyler Anderson goes for the Angels as the Yankees look to stop the bleeding. They've lost 4 games in a row. They did score 2 runs yesterday, though.
That's the 30-inning stretch.
That's 2 runs in 4 games now. That's an average of a half a run per game. And again, Rob, I'm no scientist, but if you're not over 1/2 run per game, you don't win.
Means you're at 0 and you lose.
So the Yankees once again favored to get the job done. -285, and the total is 9.5. So you got to hope that if you're betting that, you got to hope the Yankees bats wake up at some point. How about the Colorado Rockies, friends? Your sister and brother-in-law have season tickets to the Washington Nationals.
I've witnessed 11 straight losses.
Imagine if they get swept in a 4-game series at home by the Colorado Rockies. They should ask for a refund on their season tickets.
It's hard to come back from that, man. You are losing to the worst team possibly in Major League Baseball history.
That is unbelievable.
Yep.
Nationals still -165 favorites. Think about that. They've lost 11 games in a row, and they are -165 favorites. Trevor Williams going for the Nats. Chase Dolander going for the Rockies. It's Tarek Skubal Day. Scoobly doobly.
I thought that was yesterday.
It was supposed to be, but it rained out. So Game 1 of Tigers Pirates. Let's play 2, baby. Skubal -340 against Andrew Haney and the Pirates. Like I said, I parlayed that with the Thunder money line. I'm hoping to steal a little juice there. I imagine they get the job done. Cardinals are at the White Sox. Eric Fetty going for the Cardinals. Sean Burke for the White Sox. Cardinals -150. Freddie Peralta goes for the Brewers. Jameson Taillon going for the Cubs. Cubs -130.
Good game.
Michael Waka +105 in Texas, taking on Sean Armstrong and the Rangers. I didn't even see what happened. Did the Rangers win yesterday on
let's see what
on Patrick Corbin Day? Who won?
They lost. The Royals took them 6-3.
Yep. Bubich got the job done on Patrick Corbin Day. Maybe Patrick Corbin Day is it's coming back in vogue.
Well, we can only hope for the second half of the season for my bankrolls.
Yeah, I would appreciate it. Sean Armstrong, who's a made-up person, pitches for the Rangers today, but they are still -125 favorites. Ryan Nelson goes for the D-backs. Kevin Gausman goes for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays -140. Gavin Williams and the Guardians are in San Francisco. Logan Webb going for the Giants. Giants -180 favorites. Game 2 in Chicago. The Cardinals send Michael McGreevy to the hill. He's -170 against Mike Vessel.
Who are these guys?
Made up people. Absolutely made up people. McGreevy and the Cardinals are -170 favorites. Game 2, I feel like we're being robbed here of what could have been really awesome today. It's Paul Skeens Day, and it's Skubal Day, but they're playing a doubleheader, and they're pitching opposite games.
They're a good ticket to get, though, man.
Why not just let them pitch against each other?
Because Pittsburgh doesn't want to lose with that guy, too.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
They are -140 favorites.
They only get
with
Skeens once. Let us win this one. We'll lose the next one.
They called the Tigers like, hey, we know you guys are throwing Skubal. Which game are you picking?
Please.
1 or 2. Let us know.
Give our home fans a break. Just one win, all right?
No, it's in Detroit.
Oh.
But still, Skeens -140 favorite. Total in that game is 7. It's hard to hit the ball when Paul Skeens is throwing it, and the Pirates, it's hard to hit the ball when it's thrown. Period. So, yeah, may look at the under 7. Christopher Sanchez and the Phillies head to Miami to take on the Marlins. Edward Cabrera goes for the Fish. Phillies -150. Clay Holmes, what up, Holmes? He is pitching for the Mets today in Atlanta. Spencer Strider going for the Braves. Braves -135. Charlie F. and Morton going for Baltimore. They're in Tampa. Drew Rasmussen going for the Rays. They are -135.
Come on, man.
Colton Gordon.
No better pitcher name in all of Texas than Colton
Made-up
Gordon.
person pitching for the Astros. They're at the A's. Jacob Lopez going for the A's. Colton Gordon, minus 135 favorites.
He's not bad, man.
And Ryan Bergert, another made-up person, goes for the Padres today. Yoshinobu Yamamoto going for the Dodgers, the last of their remaining starting pitchers. He's a minus 275 favorite. He's expected to get the job done. I actually lean to the under in that game. It's set at 9. I like under 9 in that game there. The Lady Basketball League, they've got games tonight too.
Big one.
The biggest. The Phoenix Mercury, 10.5-point dogs at New York. Libbity Bibbity, a huge favorite here. I also, when my book said you can't have any more on Scooball and the Thunder, I said, okay, what about the Thunder, Scooball, and the Liberty money line? And they gave me $150 more bucks. So take what you can get from these guys.
That's how you hedge your bets right there.
Take what you can get. And I got a fever, an Indiana fever.
Boy, are they going to be tough? They're going to be tough girls tonight?
If Caitlin can recover from her gruesome eye injury where she was basically assaulted, poked in the eye by a gorilla that escaped from the zoo. The search continues. But if she can recover from that and then being knocked down by another gorilla, then maybe she can play well in this game, and maybe they'll have a chance to cover 11.5 at the Valkyries in Golden State.
I think that they're going to unleash.
But Caitlin is just, it's tough to deal with all these injuries when everyone is cheating. Everyone's a bully.
Poking her in the eye like that. It's
poked her in the eye, knocked her down. What are we doing?
See Rick Mahorn in a dress.
It's not fair. We can't treat our star that way. What's his gal's name that came to the rescue?
I don't know.
For the fever. Now everybody's trying to buy her jersey.
Sophie Cunningham.
Sophie Cunningham.
We like us some Sophie Cunningham.
She's the hero.
She's a tough girl.
She's maybe she's their goon. Maybe that's what she's gonna be.
Too cute to be a goon.
Goon it up. Goon it up. Why not? I mean, you can be a cute goon.
I don't think so. I don't think you can be a cute goon. I think you got to be on the less than attractive side to be a true goon.
Really?
I would think.
But there's like handsome professional fighters.
But they're not goons.
No, but they're guys who
goons like Maurice Lucas and Rick Mahorn and Bill Laimbeer. That's not a handsome man in that crew.
What about Kevin McHale?
Guy looks like a 7-foot scarecrow.
It's like Uncle Lurch.
Yeah, Lurch was scrolling. No, nothing attractive about a goon.
All right, fine. Well, this is Lady Basketball. Maybe the goons are built different here.
Don't really talk about
you
that.
You can't call them being ugly anyway. You can't say that.
If you're on a team and you can't figure out who the goon is, it's
you're
probably
the goon.
You.
All right, friends. Enjoy the holiday. Like I said, no blitz today. R.I.P. Kitty Big Balls. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully discussing the NBA Finals being over. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with